Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks and geeks, worms and germs, and welcome to Cinemastrophe'S Cocktail Hour. I'm your host, Tahi LaRocco, and I'm fucking baked!
Excellent!
You're what?
So strap onto your leader hoses, people, because you're in for a bumpy ride.
Oh my goodness.
With me, as always, is my co-host, a woman who, like the final girl in a horror movie, managed to escape the killer in her brief brush of death, only to die 5 minutes within the sequel. Miss Robin Dubois.
That is a likely fate if I was ever in a horror movie, yeah.
We'll explain what that means in a minute. Also with us is our special guest, the big man, Mr. B.A. Gallows.
Yo,
Welcome, 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 welcome.
glad to be here.
What does
Why
B.A.
are you
stand for?
Why are you baked?
Why you change the subject?
Because that's what she asked.
What do you mean, why am I baked?
I want to know too.
Like, that's a surprise to anybody listening. I think half the time I'm on here, I'm not baked. Or most of the time, I'm not baked when I'm up here.
Did you have an edible?
No, I had me some nice, sweet akaberry. It's very good. It's a upper. And it smells like blueberries, so most people don't even notice you're smoking it. You smell like
Really? I've
blueberries.
never heard of this.
Listen, I've become a weed connoisseur, okay? My guy started teaching me the ways of weed. I know what are uppers, I know what are downers, I know what you smoke when you want to get a girl horny. I know it all. Yeah, there's weed for that.
Okay. We'll talk later.
Yes, there is weed for that.
Remember that weed that we smoked out in, was it California? That shit just made me
I have
sleepy.
no idea what that was. That was before now. That was what, 10 years ago?
I think
I've
it was a
grown. I've
hybrid.
learned. I've upped my
Wow, that was so
game.
long ago.
I have ones that I take for my insomnia. I have ones that keep me from using the bathroom when I have a long way to go somewhere. I I, I got
Ooh.
I got the setup now. I think I'm gonna try and grow some though.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna try and grow. We'll see. Maybe over the summer I'll try and grow. Because I don't want to keep it in the house. I wanna put it outside. So I gotta look into that more. See how well that works outside. Yeah, I just want to put it in a pot and leave the
okay.
pot outside. I don't want to have it in the house because in the house will smell like weed.
But then, right? A squirrel gets into
Mm,
the bush or whatever.
hold on.
Yeah, I heard that.
You did something and you cut out.
Sound like she just unplugged from the Matrix. Agent Smith, are you still there?
Cheese biscuits. Snips. I'm still here.
Kind of still cutting out. Did you accidentally pull the plug? Okay, we're back. We're back. With all the technical things, you think we were unprofessional. I have no idea what you were saying at the time, but let's just move on. So, would you like to explain to them the horror movie reference that I just made? Or should I?
You go ahead.
Okay, I'll start it off and you can finish it. About, what was it, 3 weeks ago? 3 or 4 weeks ago, Miss Dubois here had a run in with COVID.
Ah,
If you recall, what episode was that? Was
I
that
forgot which episode, right? And then
that might have been Coming to America? It might have been
might have
coming. Do you remember?
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, I think it was the Coming to. It was either the Coming to America or it was the Snyder Cut, one of the two. But I think it was the Coming to America. So just go back and listen to those, and you'll know what her brush in with the COVID was. Fast forward to last week.
that shit was
Go ahead,
That
Mr.
that
Bar.
got me. And right when I come back from quarantine from work, because my one coworker had it, and then when you're exposed to your coworker who has it, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So as soon as I come back from my 2 weeks, that same week, I get a call. Someone else is positive. You work directly with them. You have to quarantine. That shit hit. I could barely speak. Like I was like my throat was on fire. Like I had to get a COVID test. My boyfriend had to get a COVID test. We were negative, but I was still sick as shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? And then the second during the following week, then my daughter gets sick, and then she has a special blood condition. Like if she gets sick or has a fever, we have to take her to her blood specialist at the hospital or take her to the ER. She was sick, fever of 102.8, and it wasn't reading right. So they had to stick the thermometer in her ass 6 times. Poor kid. They did their blood work. So she was negative for COVID-19, but the nurse came in and said, oh, she was positive for coronavirus. I'm like, excuse me?
Wait.
Rewind.
How do you say she's negative for COVID? Oh, okay. Well, no. I forgot how you tell stories.
No. This is exactly how I'm like.
No. What I'm saying is, you told us. You see, a good storyteller would have told us that the nurse came in and said she was positive for COVID, and then later revealed that it was negative. You told us the end first. That's why, and it confused me for a minute.
I told you exactly how she came and told me she's negative for COVID-19, but she's positive for coronavirus. I'm like, excuse me?
Wait. I thought you was telling a story of what?
Yes,
how is
I'm
that
like,
possible?
And then she walked out, and I'm looking at Kadima like, what did she just say to me? She's like, you're going to have to ask again because I'm confused. I'm like, the nurse came back casually. Yeah.
I was confused.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, can you run that back? She's like, oh, here's the paperwork. Yes, she's negative for COVID-19, but in her system, she's positive for coronavirus. I'm like, excuse me? Can you break that down for me?
It's a variant.
Oh, yeah. It's like a lot of the kids in here have coronavirus right now. I'm like, excuse me, what? What are you saying to me? She's like, oh, you know how, and she pulls up the paperwork, how she tested the blood work. She's like, there's multiple forms of coronavirus. COVID-19 is just a deadly contagion. But COVID virus, like it come as a cold, the flu, like, so I'm like, okay, so why are you guys now referring it to coronavirus when you guys used to just come up and say, oh, she has the flu or a fever or a cold? Why are you causing people panic like that? I made her repeat it 3 times to me, and she finally broke. I'm like, no, you need to break this down to me because you're going to give people heart attacks coming in like that. Like, what the hell?
What? Does she mean... Okay. So basically, what she was saying was she has coronavirus antibodies in her.
No, she has not COVID-19, not the deadly mutation.
She has the variant.
She has the variant, yes.
Why didn't she say that?
Right. Literally 3 times I had her. The first time she just walked out casually, like she didn't just say what she just said. Like,
and the way she said it, I literally thought you was telling a story out of order. Because that's how it sounds. Because you was going fast, and it sounds like, yeah, you're telling a story, da-da-da-da-da, and oh, thank God she's not supposed to go by. But the nurse came in and said, that's how you said it, because of the way she put it. I
was like, no, I had to make her repeat, like,
wow.
What?
Well, I feel sheepish.
And she's like, oh, and then the second time for her to say, oh, yeah, half the kids down here have coronavirus. I'm like, excuse me, what?
And that is a good thing. It's kind of like the mumps.
Right.
Not mumps, chicken pox.
Right. So I'm like, okay, it's just how you phrase. Like, yeah, and I don't know, I guess they're switching up terminology in the ER, in the hospital, point blank. Now, if you have
putting that word variant in there is very important.
No, she would have to wait until I'm like, please, you're causing me panic right now.
Yes, putting the word variant in there is an important thing.
Oh my gosh, because like, yes, I had to call my cousin who's a nurse. She's like, and my sister, you mean she has the antibodies? Like, no.
That's
and
what I thought for a minute.
Pictures of the paperwork. I'm like, that's not how she put it. It's just because she was so nonchalant about it, because she's just so used to it now.
Yeah. But yeah, you need to remember, putting that word variant in there is very important.
I'm like, I was so confused. I'm like, why didn't you start off with that? She has a variant form, and then you could show me physically on the paper. Cool. All right, we're cool. She had to have antibiotics and all that, and we were there all day this week. And she kept getting fevers 2 days in a row, but she's chilling out now. She just had solid diarrhea.
Yeah, I know that because when I texted you on Thursday, that text message was not in a distress at all. That's why I just casually. Okay, so the people out there can hear the text message. Let me go back because it was so nonchalant. I was like, oh, okay, I guess she's all right. Just move on to business. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. All right, here we go. How are you feeling? Drain was in the ER all day yesterday because is sick. I can speak, so we can do it tomorrow. That was Robin's response, and I was like, "Well, I guess she's okay. I don't need to worry now. We can do it tomorrow, meaning we can record the podcast tomorrow." I was like, "Well, I guess she's okay." Oh man. Well, you had an interesting week. I thought it would have been
fine, but it transitioned into Friday afternoon. That's when like the fever stopped, and like she couldn't even I couldn't even sleep because she would like cough in her sleep and choke on it because she can't breathe.
Oh, that is the worst.
Right, and I'm like, even her naps, I would like literally just watch her sleep. Like,
yeah, that is the worst. She does like coughing, sleep, and waking up from the cough. Ugh.
Right, and then like her farts, it was like here's how she had the diarrhea. Her fart was, but she just looked at me like, "Mommy."
Welcome to our daily lives, people.
Oh gosh, and then what a joke. As soon as then started getting sick too. So he started getting sick, my boyfriend. And like he has asthma. So now because he's sick, his asthma like reactivates. So he has to use his pump like every night now before he goes to sleep. Sometimes when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he has to use the pump.
Well, hopefully it goes through all the aisle and you get the antibodies and don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right, indeed, because ain't no time. Right. I guess we all had a variant of the coronavirus. Yeah, and in the meantime, while all that was going on, I'm also looking for apartments. So in between, I had to leave them home some days, leave them with medicine, and then go out looking for apartments. And with my real estate agent,
Yeah, I need to get on that eventually.
Yeah, Mm-hmm. So that's been my week. Yeah.
Your week sounds as exciting as mine. But that is why, I'll get to my week in a minute, but that is the main reason why we didn't have an episode last week. Miss Dubois here couldn't even speak. She was so sick. And I was sitting there and I was like, I checked like a day or two after we were supposed to originally record, and I was like, you know what? We'll just skip the week because you can't talk, and I'm not going to keep calling you, making you talk, making it worse. I might as well just let you get better. That's why I didn't call. I was just like, the hell I'm going to call you for when you have to talk on the phone and the problem is your throat. That makes no sense.
I haven't felt like, I don't think thinking about my throat, that shit burned. Like,
yeah, so I just decided to skip this week. Maybe next week we'll do the movie we're supposed to do. Well, not this week, the last week. Maybe next week we'll do the movie we're supposed to do last week. But yeah, that's why if you listen on the podcast and not on the YouTube channel, as a substitute, I made a YouTube video, posted that up there for the week. So hey, you YouTube fans got something that podcast people didn't get. Congratulations, you're up one. Kinda, considering you missed out on all the stuff that has to be cut out on YouTube. So maybe. Nah, you're still down. So my week. So this would start like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I went I had to go to a funeral. Or memorial. They call it a memorial service. It's still a funeral. Same thing. Because he was cremated. It was a family member. And it was a nice memorial. And then it got uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Because this relative of mine, he owned an apartment building and he rented the upstairs up to a tenant. So we're at the memorial and it got to the part where everyone gets to go up and say a few words.
Mm-hmm.
So this woman, she's on the second floor of the balcony area and she decides to say a few words. Don't know who this woman is. Actually, I think I've met her like once or twice before now that I think about it. Because the more I think about it, the more her face seems familiar to me. So I think I've spoken to her like in a lengthy conversation like years ago. I don't remember her name, but her face, I don't remember names anyway, but her face is very familiar, right? And at the time, I didn't know who she was. And now I'm starting to think about it. I think I know her.
I'm getting there.
And it starts out nice how she met, it's a man, how she met this guy and he was like someone she looked up to. And then she says like, yeah, if she ever marry somebody, she wants to marry someone just like him. Then she proceeds to talk about a dream she had of him.
Ooh.
Of course, everyone's thinking this is all normal, nonchalant stuff, right? So then she goes. She says, I'm trying to remember exactly what she says here. She started talking about how they were in this dream, they were in a house. And he was in a robe. And I was with her up until this point. Like, I knew where this dream was headed. But I was with her up until this point as a speech. Right? Because he says, she's like, oh yeah, he's in the robe and he had a pipe. So I'm picturing him standing by a window with a closed robe and a pipe in his hand. That's when you end the story. Because then everyone can picture that. Right? I mean, we all know it's a sex dream, but you can picture that and be okay with it. She keeps going. Okay. So apparently,
Scorpion
says, are you ready in her dream? And she's like, yeah, I'm ready. And he says, no, you're not ready. Let me feel your thigh. And she leans back and she starts feeling her thigh. And then he says, yeah, you're ready. And she... And I don't know if like I honestly don't think she realized what she was saying because she stops it there. So I guess she has limits of some sort, but she doesn't stop speaking. She just stops the dream there. She doesn't stop speaking. Then she proceeds to say, I would go visit so-and-so and not when he was in the hospital as much as I could, and I'd just be singing and dancing, and I'm sure those people in the hospital thought I was crazy, but I was just so in love with this man. And that's when she stops. And for 2 seconds, nobody knew what to do. If the man's wife hadn't started clapping, we all still would have been sitting there.
Oh, wow. We caboodles.
Yeah, all right.
Everyone was confused during the story. I didn't want to look at anyone. I didn't want to look like the man's wife. I didn't want to look at the woman talking. I didn't even want to look at the person in front of me.
She ain't in that building no more.
Oh, I don't know about that. But it gets better. I'm not done with this story.
Wait, what?
Oh, my goodness.
But needless to say, I just was looking at the ground the entire time the story was being told. I didn't want to look at no one. My eyes met no one. All I saw were feet. Because honestly, if I looked at one person, I would have burst out laughing because this story was completely inappropriate for the situation. Like I said, I was with it up until the road part. That's when you stop and basically stop talking. Because you already made it sort of uncomfortable. There's no reason to go any further. But this woman had some balls on her and kept going. So, after we finished, the memorial service was held outside in their backyard. Everybody goes in to have food.
Mm-hmm.
I went outside, then I came back in, and I looked around and didn't see the woman. So I said to my sister, "You see that woman who was from upstairs?" And she was like, "No, would you show your face after that story?" I was like, "Well, this woman had the balls to tell that story. I figured she had the balls to come downstairs too."
Mm-hmm.
Don't half-ass it. Go all the way or go home. So I went outside in the backyard this time to have another cigarette. And I think I went to get a beer because the beers was outside. And I came back inside, and guess who was downstairs?
Mm-mm-mm. The woman from the upstairs.
Now, like I said, I was looking at the ground. Yes, I looked up at her when she started the story, and then I looked at the ground. I don't know if she was wearing the same outfit she had when she told this story, or she changed her clothes. But this woman was hot to trot. She came down in her hunting clothes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I almost forgot. In the middle of that story, she made it a point to mention that she was single.
Hey, okay. Business
Is
just
she like
picked up.
kind of indirectly saying she had an affair with him?
No,
I don't know.
she had no type of affair with him at all. But she wanted to. That was the point.
She was hot and ready.
She was ready.
Hey.
No, there was no affair going on. We'll make that clear. But she wanted to.
There's a lot of people that go to like funerals and stuff like that, looking to just hook up with people, man. It happens.
Yeah, this woman took the wedding crashers to the extreme.
The predator, yo.
Oh! Damn you, Roger! Damn it! Damn you!
So that no man can find out the
Right
worst.
up by the...
God maketh from the beginning to the end.
She came down in this white dress that was like, wow.
Hello, this.
And honestly, it's not a new dress. Because that's what makes me think I've seen her in that dress before. I didn't realize it at the time, but the more I think about it, yeah. So I walk over to my sister and I'm like, I told you. It's like, I didn't think she would come. I told you, you had the balls to come down and tell that story. She had the balls to come down here. She was, I think I said that too. She was probably just changing her clothes. I don't think she was wearing that upstairs. So then I went to get my mother, something. And I came back. I went to get her Prosecco with strawberries in it. I think that's what we had, which is really good. It was Prosecco's with strawberry in it. First time I've had that, really good. So I bring it back, and then she's looking at me. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. And I'm talking to my mother. She's still looking at me. Just like, okay. I go outside, start having a conversation with some people outside. My mother comes outside. She's like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, all right. My father's outside with us. So now I'm keeping an eye on my father because he likes to talk. So I have to look at my mother and look at my father because I don't want to just like rush him. So he likes to talk, let him talk. But I have to keep an eye on my mother because once she gets annoyed, then that's when I'm like, all right, we got to go. So I'm looking at my mother. I'm looking at him. He's having a conversation. I'm looking at her. And I noticed that this same woman is staring at my father now.
Oh, goodness.
And I was just like, okay. Fortunately, my father finishes whatever conversation he was having with the guy next to her. My mother didn't have to get annoyed. So one of our cousins came with us. He is between the age of the person who passed away and my father's age. I find out while we're in the car driving, because we had to drop him off home, that this same woman was hitting on him.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when we came to the conclusion that this woman's criteria is brown skin and gray hair. Because all three of us were brown skin and we all have gray hairs. Oh, man.
Take a lesson, Rose. That's how you tell a story.
So that was last week's adventure. This week, we had that hailstorm. with those marble-sized hails.
Wait, when did that happen?
Wednesday? Was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday. Not Tuesday, but Wednesday. Yeah. It started out as a thunderstorm, and then it started hailing. And what was funny was a friend of mine who lives in Texas, I think like a few days before, I don't remember if it was a week before or a few days before, she put on Instagram that they had hail. And these were the size, and the hail was the size of baseballs. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. You got hail. And I'm laughing. Wednesday, we get hail. It wasn't the size of baseballs, but it was definitely the size of marbles. If you went outside, it looked like someone just threw rock salt all over the street. That's how big the hail was. I actually picked up a couple of pieces. I'm like, oh, this shit is mad big. Like, they were literally the size of marbles.
Yeah, that did not happen in Long Island. I'm thinking about Wednesday. I'm like, yeah, no.
No, and Manhattan definitely. I don't know about Queens, but Manhattan definitely it was like marble-sized hail. And I was like, and I was literally about to go get some food. I was about to go to McDonald's to get some food, and I was on the phone with someone. I was like, all right, let me go before, because it was raining. I was like, let me go before this rain starts coming down heavy. As soon as I got off the phone, turned around, locked the door, turned back around, it started pouring. I was like, oh, damn, missed my chance. I guess I'll wait till it stops. Unlocked the door, put my phone down, went back outside, looking around. Next thing I know, it's hailing. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh, wow, that's hail. I'm like, oh, shit, that's huge. That's big hail. People were ducking and diving, trying to get on the shelter. They're getting pelted in the head. I thought someone's windows was going to break. Because it wasn't like a little bit. It was a lot. And they were all the size of marbles. I was like, damn. And then my cousin was here this weekend. She stayed with us because her mother and my little cousin's father drove down to Florida on the weekend. So my little cousin had everything planned out for us for the entire weekend. It was Friday, it was a double feature. Mortal Kombat and Falcon and Winter Soldier, which she passed out on. I think she passed out on both. No, she passed out on Mortal Kombat and woke up in time to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier and then passed out on that. And then on Saturday, we went bowling. BA went with me. And yeah, that's when I text you which bowling alley we went to. We went to Baldwin. We went to Baldwin, which Mr. Dubois talked about. What episode was that? 5 episodes ago? Was it during
with the fog machine, right?
Well, we didn't get to that part. We went early. Yeah, we went early. We got there about 7:30, and we were out of there by 9:30.
Yeah, that place is still a nightclub, yo.
Yeah,
Robin told me it was.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that's where we were going. That's when, like I said, that's what I said just now when we left out. I immediately texted her and said, "What was the name of that bowling alley you went to?" And she texted back, "Baldwin Lanes." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's the nightclub.
First of all,
they got a guard that searches you as soon as you
that's
come
what,
in.
No, yeah, that's what they. First of all, I'm leery about any bowling alley that you have to be frisked down to get into.
Dude, it gets. The shit pops off over there. You gotta be careful. I'm like, if I knew you were going with the family, but you better tell them to go to Garden City.
I didn't know that's where we were going. They was like, oh, bowling alley in Long Island. Okay, whatever.
Whose idea was
that? I'm like, okay, whatever. When we got there and I looked, the awning was like trash. Like part of it is falling off. There's a hole in the top. Part of the letters is missing. And I'm like, okay. And then we got to get frisked down to get in. They only accept cash.
Did you have to pay the $20 cover charge?
Yes. And they only accept cash for the $20 cover charge, which I don't understand when they accept credit cards inside. Whatever, right?
It wasn't 20.
I'm sorry. 30. No, it was not 20. He is right.
It was 30.
I thought it was 40.
No, it was 30.
Sometimes it's 20.
Sometimes.
I'm telling you, they pick and choose the night. Sometimes it's 20. You gotta get there before. It's just like the club. You gotta get there before the charge.
Yo, that's wild, yo.
As you people can tell, this is a very shady place. So but you know what? I don't know if they were charging us different prices, but I think we made out as on top of that anyway. So, hold on. So then you gotta get a wristband. You have to get a wristband, people, to get into a bowling alley. She didn't tell me all this the first time. She just went through it like it was just a normal. No. Okay, we're gonna go from the beginning here. We got to, after you get past getting frisked. Granted, it was a woman frisking me, which was fine. Couldn't help but wonder if she gets off on this because she frisks everyone. So I'm sure she just randomly grabs a couple of dicks from now and then. Unless she's a lesbian, then maybe she grabbed a couple of... I don't know why I stopped with the word pussy just now.
You didn't want to sound like...
I don't. Basically, I did not want to sound like Donald Trump right now because that's the first thing that popped in my head. Grab him in the pussy. That's sad. I can't be myself because of this man making me hesitate. Anyway, unless she's a lesbian, then maybe she grabbed a couple of... Oh, maybe she's bisexual and she grabbed both.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but think of that because... and it's sad. I would never think of that if it was a man. But because it was a woman, I thought about that. Maybe because of the fact that she can get away with it and we can't. But anyway.
It got away from me, yeah.
So then you get inside, right? Then you got to figure out where the hell to go to get your damn shoes. Because it's dark as fuck. That's another thing. It's dark as shit in there. The lights are so low. And this is 7:30 in the evening. Not even club hours. You think they would turn the lights up during regular hours. And maybe 9 o'clock they turn them down for the... Nope. I guess it's dark 24 hours in there. It helps rip people off. That's probably why. So you got to figure out where to get your shoes. They take one of your shoes. And then they give you bowling shoes. I think every single person had a problem with their goddamn bowling shoes.
I was fine.
You were fine?
Yeah. Yeah. My shoes were good.
My brother and my cousin was telling me that they felt their shoes were too tight. I had to tell them, listen, my shoes are falling apart on the inside. I can literally feel it breaking apart underneath my feet on the inside of my bowling shoes. And we had different bowling shoes too. Yeah. I was wearing the old-fashioned bowling shoes. They had these new Nike-looking bowling shoes.
Yeah, man, it was pretty good. Pretty good.
Unfortunately, it didn't fit everybody's feet, apparently.
Hey. I don't know. My kid got shoes that were way too big. I don't know why she did this, but she asked for a size 9, and I'm wondering why she out there shuffling around. I'm like, yo, why is she walking like that?
She look like an old person who lost their walker.
I'm like, why did you do that? She, what do you mean? Like,
so then we decide to order food. Apparently, they take credit cards now. BA goes over to, I don't know where the hell he went. I don't know if it was the food counter.
I went to the food counter.
It was so far, I can tell it was the food counter, the shoe counter, because half those food counters look closed anyway.
They walked me back over to the kiosk.
Yeah, they walked, so he makes a mistake of going over there. Because apparently you can't order at the food. Why do you have a food set up when you can't order there? Like, they have people behind there. There are people behind the register over there, but you can't order food there. So why are the people behind the register there? Because I saw them over there, but I was like, oh, the kiosk is right here. This is much easier. I'll just order here. And started pushing buttons. Otherwise, I would have walked over there too. Why would you have people back there if you can't take food orders there? What is the point? So I'm in the middle of ordering me a beer. 1 pint. Find you, this is the stupidest fucking kiosk ever. Because this is what it does. You put in a food order. It immediately takes you down to the bottom where the price is. So you're like, okay. And it says +1 and it says 1, right? So you're thinking you're ordering 1 order of wings. You push, okay, order. It tells you pick 1. Pick 1 what? You're like, okay. I see a 12 wing and I see a 6 wing. I want the 6 wing. Push the 6 wing. It tells you to pick 1 again. That's all it says. It says you must make 1 choice. It doesn't tell you a choice of what. It just tells you have to make 1 choice. So I'm sitting there pushing this thing. It's not working. I'm thinking it's broken, trying to get it to work. Apparently, there are more options at the top. Instead of starting at the very top and making someone scroll down to checkout and going through the list of which you have to pick while you're going down, it automatically stops at the bottom and you have to scroll up.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
If I've never been there, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? So I'm sitting here pushing the same fucking buttons over and over again, wondering why this goddamn thing isn't working. because there's other options that I have to scroll up to get to. I don't know who designed this fucking thing, but they're a fucking moron. So I'm sitting there trying to figure this out. She comes over. He wants to get his food. She came all the way around the desk to get his food. I'm like, fine, whatever. Just go ahead. Because apparently this thing isn't working for me right now. And I had to watch her do it. I'm like, that explains why I couldn't order a fucking beer. And then she ends up putting the beer on his. And now it's a pint, right? She ends up putting the beer on his. A pint, $5.50. We start bowling. My brother orders something. He orders himself a beer and I guess some food, right? My cousin is in the middle of ordering. This woman comes over with a pitcher of beer. Oh, thank you. I'm like, I know I ordered a pint. Maybe. So then I asked my brother, I'm like, maybe this is a pitcher. And I'm like, no, this isn't a pint. This is. So I asked my brother, did you order beer? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, it's here. He's like, no, I didn't order a pitcher. He's like, I ordered a glass. I'm like, so did I. So who ordered this? I don't know. Maybe PA ordered it. I was like, all right. Meanwhile, PA is someplace else. So he comes back. He's like, did my food come? No, it hasn't come. Did you order a pitcher of beer? No. I'm like, that's what you ordered. No, I didn't order a pitcher of beer. And then I'm like, oh, maybe she made a mistake and gave me the pitcher instead of the pint. Okay. Then she comes over with a pint. Hold on, wait. Then she comes over with a pint. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is my brother's pint because he ordered a pint too. Then she came over with another pint. So it's like, this is his pint. This is who ordered a pitcher of beer. Nobody ordered this pitcher.
No, and see, this is what I'm talking about. Because I realized I paid too much money. I sat up there, I ordered 2 little personal pan pizzas for the girls. I got that.
How much was that?
Huh?
How much was the pan pizzas?
It wasn't that much. They had to been like.
Oh, you don't remember?
Because I remember $5. Like $4.99.
Okay, they were okay. $5 for those.
That nasty ass chicken.
How much was that?
I think that chicken was probably $6.
Okay.
And then I got us all a pink lemonade. Me and I got 3 pink lemonades. And your beer thing was on there.
How much was the pink lemonades?
It was a pink lemonade. It wasn't much. Like $3.
$3. That's 15. You said 3. That's 27 plus my beer is 31. How much did they charge you?
$45.
With tax, that would be they put a picture on your. I did not put the. I didn't
put it on my thing.
Yeah, I didn't put a picture on there. That is weird because I did not put a picture because I even looked before. There was 7 items. You said 2 pizzas.
2 pizzas.
2 pizzas.
That nasty chicken. 3 pink lemonades.
3 pink lemonades.
And your beer.
See, first of all, she had 7 items on there. Because I looked and I was just like, okay, 7 items. And then I walked away. I was like, all right. The beer was $5. I was like, all right, $7. I'll give him the $5 later. And I walked away. Because when she put check out, I looked. And I saw it said 7 on it. I was like, all right. And I walked away. So I was like, wait a minute. I was like, how much is that? It's like, wait. Da. Yo.
I already figured it out yesterday. I'm like, yo, they charged me for that.
They ordered a pitcher of beer that no one ordered.
Yeah, because I don't even drink beer anymore. Like, what the hell?
Because I'm like, wait, why would I? Because that's what I'm saying. I was like, no, I ordered a pint. And I was like, oh, maybe she made a mistake. And at first I thought I made a mistake. But then she came out with my pint. And I was just like, so who ordered the pitcher?
Yeah, all that stuff was nasty.
No, that chicken was good, man.
No, it wasn't.
That chicken was good.
You out of control.
Did anyone have the nachos?
Yeah.
I heard the nachos are nasty.
Yeah,
I did not have those. Thank God. Everyone said those were bad.
Last time I was there, they were like super fresh and good.
Yeah, everyone said the nachos were bad.
Your brother, he said it best. He said they serve food for drunk people. And that's what that
do.
is. Because when you're drunk, you don't care what you eat.
That's true, because that chicken without anything on it was not.
The chicken wings, was it? They had like some pretty good chicken wings too.
You probably had chicken wings with sauce on it, didn't you?
Yep.
Exactly.
They didn't give him no sauce.
He ordered the dry chicken wings. You know what it reminded me of? Oh my God, those were those Vegas wings. That's exactly what they were. Those things were so fucking dry. When we went to the MGM buffet, that
pizza place?
No. We had the buffet at MGM.
Oh.
Yeah, remember those chicken wings? the buffet that was bad.
Food for drunk people.
Yeah, that's exactly what those shakes. They were dry. The only difference was they weren't little like in Vegas when they had the midget wings.
That was the year before last.
Yeah.
Because I noticed we didn't do that last year.
Yeah, that was a
Reptile Jacks.
okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was what they suggested the MGM.
Yeah, they swore on life that was the greatest place to eat, man.
Yeah, and those wings were not good. First of all, they're smaller than regular wings.
Yeah.
And then they cooked them so much they were dry. The meat was stringy. This is exactly how these wings were at this bowling alley.
Listen, any place that serves you alcohol with their breakfast,
wings
know
were
their food is trash.
It was like game meat. It was like game meat. I was like, no. No.
Hey, man, you already paid. You sitting down. We here now. You're just going to eat that.
I finished them because someone paid for them, but they were not good. It's like someone went out in the backyard and started shooting quail.
I don't, ew.
He said, ew. Like, quail's pretty good. It's just, well, actually, no, it's not like shooting quail. That's how the meat was stringy, like they were shooting quail, but it didn't taste like quail. Quail's actually pretty good.
I don't even remember what I had that time. I don't know what I was eating. There's a bunch of random stuff, man.
Yeah, the chicken wings were not good. And then when we were going out, so we left around 9 o'clock. I'm kind of mad they didn't let us finish our game, but whatever.
They did shut that off early, right?
No, they shut it off on time, but they could at least let us finish. Most bowling alleys, you go like, okay, we have 2 hours, and then if you're not at like 1 or 2, if you're halfway through or towards the end, they let you finish the game out. There
was an issue on our lane because at
that's
one
another
point
thing too.
in
They
the
should
middle
have
of
gave
the
you
game,
more time.
it just shut off.
Yeah,
like right in the middle.
That's the other thing too. It's ghetto. That's what I'm saying. This place was super ghetto. Like their lane got stuck for some reason,
and the ball got stuck twice.
The ball got stuck down the lane twice, but their lane broke down.
Yeah,
and it was broke down for a good 10 minutes. So they had a good extra 10 minutes they could have used, but they never gave it to us. They just, as soon as the 2 hours was up, they just shut everything down. I'm like, yo. But, it's a ghetto place that makes money off of being a club, so no one ever complains.
I had a good time, though. I had a real good time.
Had a good time bowling.
But
good music.
Go to Garden City.
Yeah, that's not a family establishment for music.
Like I said, I had a good time bowling. The place itself, no. The place itself was a bad experience.
Had my kids in there, man.
It was just, bowling was fun. Bowling with the family was great. The experience of that place? No. I will not go back there. I would rather pay the money to go to Manhattan Lanes than go back there.
You know what it reminded me of? You ever seen the movie ATL?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminded me of.
I actually, no, I didn't see ATL. I haven't seen the show either.
Hey, it's that vibe. Just leave it at that.
Man,
that's the vibe. That's what that place is.
Okay.
Pretty much. And they be having like fetes in there, like, were there people doing hookah on the other side where you guys were?
We were sitting in the hookah spot, so no one was doing hookah.
Yeah.
As soon as I sat, that was another thing. As soon as I sat down, I looked over at my cousin. We're in the hookah spot. He started laughing. I'm like, no, serious. That's the hookah thing right there. That's the hookah tray right there. They sit the hookahs on.
Like, who does that in a bowling alley?
Oh, yeah.
They do that there, like.
I'm like, yeah, I knew right away. As soon as I sat down, I saw the hookah trays. I'm like, yeah, we're in the hookah spot.
Like, at a certain point, you had a crowd that started coming in. And then it started getting really loud over in a certain area. So
they get rowdy, and they have a bouncer there who pats you down for a reason. Because, like, I remember someone brought a gun there before.
Yeah, see, I used to be a bouncer, so when it started getting a little lively, I started looking over in that direction to make sure it was like.
Yeah, I was kind of upset that they didn't let us finish out the game. But as we were leaving, I was like, yeah, it was time to go.
Yeah, it was time. It was definitely time.
Son.
As soon as we got to the door, it wasn't even like outside. As soon as he got to the door, I was like, yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, that place, if you have to go there before 6 p.m., before they start charging, before it gets too crazy. I remember when I was pregnant, my coworkers wanted to go there. I'm like, I'm not stepping foot there.
And I put my foot there. I said that before, and then surprise, end up in that same goddamn place that I didn't want to go back. This time I'm making sure, whenever someone asks me, we going to bowling, where we going? Bowling lanes? No, not going. No, I didn't. I'm serious. That place, place on Jamaica Avenue. We went there that time. They didn't want to serve us because we were black. And they told me we were cheap. And I said, I'm never going back there again.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, we're going out. Yeah. Well, it was anniversary.
No, wasn't that for
No,
like,
the second
Halloween?
time. The second time.
I didn't go the second time.
No,
I
we went
wasn't for that. I was
Second
for the
time.
Halloween.
Oh no, it was for his wife's birthday.
It's the same place though.
Yes, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going there. They're like, yeah, I'm going. And then we get there. I'm like,
No!
Yeah.
if I'd have known that's what it was gonna be, I would have said, nah, I'm good, bro. I'll catch you tomorrow or something. I do not like that place. I do not like that place ever since that day when they were like snubbing us because they figured we weren't going to tip because we are of a certain color skin. That irked me, and I was like, nah. I was like, I did not want to go back there, and I got suckered into going back there. Someone offered me a free boat, and it was all a lie. Oh, so yeah. From now on, let's go bowling. Where we going? Bowling.
Where we going?
Nope.
No, you guys should have went to Garden City, right next to the Cuban. That place is great for a family, and it's a chill vibe. It's not raunchy.
Well, next time,
Ratchet.
Yeah.
Well, next time someone mentions bowling, I will call you or text you to give me the address to the other place. Because I'm never going back to that place again. Ballwood Lanes, never, ever.
Yeah, man.
The bathrooms were well lit.
You know what? I don't think I used the bathroom.
You never went over there.
I don't think I used the bathroom in that place.
That's well lit. It was nice and it was a totally different vibe. You had plants in there and everything. Look classy.
And then today we went to Hibachi. That was fun.
That was good.
Like I said, she had the whole. We went. Oh, this is the funny thing. Holy crap! So I'm sitting here talking to my uncle about the hibachi place we went to last time. We're at the same fucking place. I literally thought we were in Queens. I thought we were in Long Island. The reason I thought we were in Long Island is because on the ride there, I was playing a game on my phone the entire time. The only time I looked up was when my brother avoided a pothole because he said, "Oh my God!" And I was like, What's going on?" and then I realized it was just like a giant hole in the street that he avoided. I was like, "Oh, okay." So then I went back to playing my game. I had no idea we were in Queens. I thought we were in Long Island. I'm so used to us going to Long Island to do things. I automatically assumed we were going to Long Island. So I'm just playing my game on my phone the entire ride.
Why you so quiet back there, man?
Yeah. My phone had a time limit too. It was about to refresh in like 45 minutes. I'm like, I gotta get these battles in now.
Because you had like zero. It was like zero reaction to that. That hole was big, man.
I didn't see it. All I heard was, "Oh my God!" I saw it after we passed it. And I looked behind us, but all I heard was, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Huh? What's going on? Car? What? Huh? Oh, we're safe."
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Because we was talking and I was talking about trucks and stuff. Like,
that's
I was
why
you need
to you
a truck
at the same
right
time.
there.
Yeah, I was listening to you at the same time.
Yeah. I was like, are they repaving this or something? Because he was talking about it's funny how people don't know how to drive when there's no more lines on the road. And I'm looking, I'm like, there are no lines. What the hell's going on here? Are they repaving this or something? And then the hole came.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I was listening to your whole conversation. I was just playing my game. I was just sitting there playing my card game on my phone. Because the time limit was running out. I was like, damn, I'm not going to get a chance to play when we're in the restaurant. So I was just sitting there playing.
And then they run around dropping all that salt and it eats up the damn roadway.
Yeah.
But that was a legit, like, that would take out your whole... Like,
I saw it. I saw it when I turned around and looked out the
Tire,
back
the
window.
axle, like...
Yeah, it was huge. I heard...
You'd have been done, man. You'd have been on the
"Oh
side of the
my
road."
God. And he didn't, like, scream out, "Oh my God." It was just the way... He literally said, like, "Oh my God." It wasn't like, "Oh my God." It was, "Oh my God." Like he just saw something shocking on TV. And then the car started swerving. I thought it was those stupid races that were flying through us the first couple of times.
What is going on though? What's up with these guys all over the place now? Just flying all over the place.
It's COVID. They're so used to nobody being out that they just like they just do what they want. Like I said, those are those guys I hear. Like I was about to say 12 o'clock, but not even 12 o'clock. Like 10 o'clock and on.
Yeah, that was
You
broad
hear
daylight.
them. Yeah, you hear them just racing down the parkway.
Oh, damn.
I heard them getting to accidents too. That was the other thing. I saw an accident like 2 weeks ago. It was right before I called you. It was that Friday before I called you and I found out you were sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yo! When I woke up, I decided to go to Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm walking around the corner, and next to where I live, there's a highway. You can see it, right? As you're walking around the corner, and then you make the left to go to Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm walking to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm looking. I'm smoking. I'm looking. And all of a sudden, this car getting off of the ramp skids over the divider into the other lane, the ongoing lane, and then hits the barricade.
Damn.
All I heard was, and I watched the whole thing. Douche. And that car came to an instant stop. And I see this guy coming out on the other side, on the passenger side. And I was like, oh, damn, he had a passenger in the car? Nope, that was him. He couldn't get the fuck out. And he just stood there and looked like, damn. And I could tell he didn't know what to do because he was clearly high. So he shouldn't have been driving. So he didn't want to call anybody. But at the same time, his car was fucked. Like his whole right side was bent in. Like that car was going nowhere. And I was just like, damn. And meanwhile, you still have people trying to get on that side. So they got to go around him to get on the parkway. And I'm like, how did he? And I was like, yeah, he was just high and driving way too fast. So then I walk to Dunkin' Donuts, get some food, come back. Look, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. The cops are there. They're pulling off, probably laughing at his dumb ass.
Oh my
Because now
god.
he's got to get a tow truck. They were like, oh, I don't know what they said. They probably went over and was like, oh, you all right? You okay? You got a tow truck coming? All right, see you later. Just left him there. I know he was just like so happy they left him alone. You know he was fucked up. I was like, oh, well, at least you learned a lesson. Don't smoke and drive. Probably not. Probably not. He's probably going to do it again.
They always do.
He's probably going to do it again. Let that be a lesson to you people. Don't smoke and drive. You be one of those assholes up against the barrel lane. First thing I thought of when he did that was gray lightning, because I thought he was going to skid. Nope. He hit that flush right on the side. I was just like, damn. Your car is fucked. Hope that weed was worth it. I guarantee that repair job is going to cost way more than you would have spent on weed in 10 years. He couldn't even drive that thing away. That's how fucked that was. No, man. Interesting. Interesting. With the rock. It's not cooking right now. Anything interesting happened to you, BA, in the last 2 weeks? Any stories you wish to share?
Nah, because I'm not trying to get myself in no trouble, so we good.
Well, just leave names and
Okay.
places out, and
Nah,
you'll be all right.
I don't need to get on here and
It's like
vent.
Dragnet.
Wait, what?
It's like Dragnet. The,
Dragnet?
The names and places have been changed to protect the innocent.
Nah, it's just it'll be too much where it'll just be spot on and people will be able to figure that joint out. I'm just
Self-incriminating. You plead the fifth.
well, no, it's not. I didn't do anything. I do nothing. I don't have a life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Why you say like that?
Usually people who say, I don't do anything, I don't have a life, they have some, like, side life going on, some hustle and bustle.
Don't know what you're talking
type.
about.
I plead the fifth.
You know, I'm at that point in my life where I like things to be quiet. I like peace. Yeah. That's where I'm at right now.
Peace is always good.
I don't care for excitement anymore. I done did too much in life. I'm good now.
This is why I get baked.
This is why you get baked.
Peace. Peace and tranquility, man. Rob Van Dam knew the way.
Okay.
Riddle's an asshole, but Rob Van Dam knew the way.
Okay.
Probably didn't even hear any of that because I said it so long.
You really did, but it's okay. I understand.
It kind of sounded he said Jean-Claude.
No,
he didn't say
Rob
anything about
Van-
you don't want to do Jean-Claude Van Damme's life.
Rob Van Dam paved the way. Yeah. Paved the way.
See.
I said Riddle's an asshole, but Rob Van Dam paved the way.
Jean-Claude, he did the powder stuff, so you don't want that life.
No, you want the Rob Van Dam life.
Oh, no, he's been good lately.
The whole fucking show. See, no, that was afterwards. The Down Street one afterwards. He fell off himself. Then the way he paved was the right way to go.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden he just started eating a lot and drinking a lot, and he went away from the weed, man. Then he came back to the weed, and now he's the old Rob Van Dam again. See, he went away from the weed. That was the problem. He should have stuck with it. Riddle, we got birds coming out of his ass. We don't pay him no mind. That's just too clowny for me. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? And why?
What?
And I don't understand the significance of it. When Riddle jumps, birds come out of his ass.
Wait, what?
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. And let me explain to the people out there what we're talking about. So there's a wrestler out there named Matt Riddle. And they started doing this thing when he jumps. They have birds fly. But it looks like the birds are coming out of his ass.
Mm-hmm.
News makes the match official for tonight. Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 216 pounds. He is the United States champion, the original bro.
Oh, they like edited it for some reason. I guess because people kept like, what the hell is this?
Oh, that was a WWE thing.
Yeah, that was like special effects. Like the way they made it, the birds fly out, it looked like it was coming out of his ass. Like it was supposed to be flying around him, but he would do a jump, so it looked like it was coming out of his ass. That and the damn train. Did you hear about the train thing they gave to
Braun Strowman
when he was running it with the train sound effects in there?
But did you hear that WWE just signed a deal with Crunchyroll?
No.
Yeah, WWE just signed a deal with Crunchyroll. They're gonna do an anime.
Oh, okay. Oh, at least it's an anime. I'm like, wait, what the fuck are they gonna do with Crunchyroll? They're just like trying to buy stuff. Okay. That might be okay.
Should be interesting.
I mean, we had Rocket Wrestling growing up.
Yeah.
And for an 80s cartoon, it was good. So, who knows? I just hope they get writers who aren't working for WWE to write it.
Oh.
That's the only way that's going to succeed.
Hey.
I mean, even in anime, seeing the Fiend get burnt alive and then coming back, not good.
Has there ever been because there's a lot of sports related animes. Has there ever been a wrestling anime?
Yes, there has. I don't remember the name of it. It came out in the 90s.
There was
besides Mucha Lucha, there was another one, an actual anime.
I loved Mucha Lucha.
Mucha Lucha, that's not anime. I'm saying anime.
No, there was an actual anime with wrestlers. It came out in the 90s.
I know they have boxing. They had
one.
They have a slew of MMA ones.
I'm pretty sure the idea came from Zangief, which is why they made it. But yeah, they did actually have a wrestling. I don't remember the name of it, but they had a wrestling anime.
I'm gonna look that up because I mean they have.
Yeah, because they had sumo wrestling. They never really.
I think the star was like Mask Luchador with the tiger mask.
Oh, Tiger Mask. Okay,
that was the name of it.
But I don't really know if that. Yeah, he was like he's a superhero.
Yeah, but it was an actual anime. I remember that.
Like I said, it was the character for the wrestling came from that. It was like a cross promotion, and he just took off, and they just kept it going. Like that wasn't even around no more. But the wrestler just kept going. And the funny thing about that is, it was a mask, so the people were interchangeable. You could put anyone in that goddamn thing. Like,
That's the only one I know of, though.
I'm pretty certain that that's still not Juice and Thunder Liger. It's got to be somebody else.
That one that was on, was it Fox Kids or something?
Nah, it wouldn't. Oh, which one you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Muscles.
Yeah, some shit like
You
that.
remember
like,
Muscle?
That ugly.
And the dude had the muscle buster. Was he as his finisher? He used to fart and fly all over the place.
No, I don't remember that. I remember the name because I think there was a toy line.
Yeah,
but
them little rubber things.
They used to
come
break
in a
apart,
pack,
right?
Like Ultimate Muscle.
They used to pop apart.
Yeah, Ultimate
It's
Muscle.
Ultimate Muscle. Nah, they didn't pop apart. It wasn't.
I remember the
They
name.
had no type of movement.
Yeah, I remember the name, but I don't remember the cartoon or what exactly they look like.
Yeah, that used to come on Channel 5. Yeah.
The name sounds familiar.
If you see a picture of it, you would definitely remember.
Yeah, because I think I looked at maybe a commercial and was like, or like the intro was like, what the fuck is this? And turned the channel. I did the same thing with Mucha Lucha too. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mucha Lucha was fun.
I didn't say that,
so
but I just
fun.
looked at it. I looked at it like the first time I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like,
And it had actually a good story. Like the ending, the last movie was really good.
like I'm not gonna lie, like a couple of episodes that I actually watched the Mucha Lucha did kind of make me laugh, but it wasn't something that I was just gonna just watch and time. But the first time it came on, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why did they make
That
it
shit is
wrestling into a clown show?
hilarious.
Click.
Nah, you should actually watch it. The Flea, I am the Flea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Flea,
Little
I was
dirty
thinking
dude,
of,
man.
yes, I remember the Flea. I think that was what turned me off. I was like, what the fuck?
Nah, he was cool. He was cool.
No, I'm just saying the
was
first time.
hilarious.
But yeah, I watched a couple of episodes. I did find it funny. It just wasn't something I was gonna follow on a regular basis. It was just something that happened to be on.
Underlining story. That was around the time of Shaolin Showdown too. Like,
Oh,
those
I
shows
definitely did not watch that. I remember that specifically. That I was just like, no.
I used to like, what is this stupid?
Matter of fact,
until
that's when I was
Cartoon
like-
Network got it.
You know what the problem is? It was on Fox. When you
And
look
Cartoon
at
Shaolin?
Network took over.
No, Shaolin Showdown was on Channel 11.
really,
And
Yeah.
Lucha Lucha was on Channel 11, and then Cartoon Network took over the airtime.
wait, no, Mucha Lucha was on Fox. That was on Fox.
Nah, it was on Channel 11.
No, that was on Fox.
No, it was
That-
Fox.
That was Fox. That
It was
was
Fox. Yeah.
because that was when
It-
Fox had a lot of bad shows, and I was not watching Fox.
I love Lucha Lucha. Yeah, but Cartoon Network took over,
Mm-hmm.
and then it
Because
was actually
Beetlejuice came
really
on
good.
right
They
after
all
Mucha
ended up
Lucha,
there.
which was actually one of the good shows. But everything else before that, I was not interested in.
Wait, which one?
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice came on after
Oh, yeah.
Mucha Lucha, which is the only one I liked. But everything else that came before Beetlejuice, I was not into.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you should actually just mindlessly watch Shaolin
you had-
Showdown and
Because it
Mucha
was the last one was Beetlejuice. Before that was Mucha Lucha. Before that was the stupid spin things. The hell was it?
Beyblade.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was before that. Before that was Digimon, and then it was something else before it. And I was just like, this all
Bakugan.
Bakugan. I was like, this lineup sucks. All this is bullshit, except for Beetlejuice. So then and then you look over
No,
at
matter of
Channel
fact,
11, they got like
Nah,
Superman.
no. For Fox Kids, around the time that they had Beetlejuice, Spider-Man was on. You had Spider-Man.
No, this is after Spider-Man ended. Because
Oh.
Beetlejuice came towards the end of Spider-Man as
Yeah.
a show. Because Beetlejuice was still on. Spider-Man was over. That's what took its place. Spider-Man came before Beetlejuice. But that what took its place was Mucha Lucha. And then they took Power Rangers off.
Power Rangers was always that show, man. Is just
Before
going.
way before that. They put Power Rangers off before that. And they replaced that with Digimon.
I think I was actually gonna start watching Digimon again because you saw they came out with those 7 special movies.
Yeah,
No,
it was pretty much the end of all of that.
I hated Digimon.
I
And the
didn't hate
reason
it. It wasn't bad.
Because no, you know why I hated Digimon? Because it was so no, the reason I didn't like Digimon was because it was, I don't know about the Japanese version, but the American version was made for kids, played to by kids, and they spoke to you like kids. I could not get into that dialogue. Everything was spoken to you like he was a child. And I get it was for, but kids aren't that stupid. They get it. You don't have to dumb it down for them.
I mean, they know that now.
Yeah, now, but back then they didn't. And I'm sitting there trying to watch this, and everything was so dumbed down. I was like, this is just really fucking annoying.
No, but as the series went along, it changed a lot.
Yo, it changed immensely.
Not soon enough.
It got real dark. It got real
Well,
No,
it's not even.
dark.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even the story itself. It was how they presented it. It was the dialogue, the way they talked to you. Like they repeat the same thing that was obvious by looking at it 3 times, and I'm just like, Kids are not the stupid, and neither am
Honestly,
I.
you know what? That's when it first started, and that's when they was like introducing it. But after it took a hold and it became a popular thing, and they knew that they had an audience, then they switched it up.
Yeah, by then it was too late. I don't like being talked to like a child. I don't like hearing the same explanation 3 times in a row. No reason for that. There's no reason for that for a 5-year-old. If they're into a show, they're paying attention. If they're not, well, you need to do better at making your show. Period.
It was so good. I like to see that they actually grew up, unlike Pokemon. After Misty left Pokemon, it just
I was done with
dumbed
Pokemon
down.
after the first season. Soon as they went to the Orange Leagues, I'm like, because they made it sound like, oh, the Johto Leagues is the greatest league ever. Everybody wants to be a Pokemon because you're the top of the top if you get it there. And then he loses. I'm like, okay, cool. What's he going to start over? What's he going to do now? Oh, let's just go to another league. Now there's multiple leagues? What the fuck? Why the hell do I care about that last one when I can go to anyone and win? I'm like, this is stupid. Season 1, that was good. Johto was the best, and I did not expect him. I did not expect him to lose. I thought he was going to win, and he lost. I was like, "Oh shit, he actually lost." There's actually room for him to grow, which means I can continue watch. Nope, we're just going to repeat the same shit over again. Just give it a different name. Fuck you.
Nah, honestly, it started falling off and just repeating the same thing.
They kept rebooting
Misty
it.
After Misty left Ash, when she's like, I love you, but I gotta go. And
What do you mean?
Ash
After Misty left, it was the same thing with the Orange League. He did the exact same thing. All they did was change the name.
You remember, she was the only one. She was the one who stayed with him the whole time.
No, but you're saying it repeated after she left. They did the exact same thing they did the first time with the Orange League. All they did was change the name to the Orange League. What did he do? Go to different gyms, collect badges, and lose.
I don't know, like, I felt like he was still growing emotionally. Like, okay, we're gonna see Ash get older, mature, like, you know.
No, they did the exact. I mean, like, I literally watched like 6 or 7 episodes before I quit. I'm just like, because it was the exact same thing.
They never aged him. He's right.
No,
It's
I thought
the exact same thing. Nope.
After Misty left, because you remember, like, that was Ash's emotional time. Like, he actually cried.
I don't know, because I stopped watching after 7 episodes of Orange League.
Yeah, after that, he like didn't mature anymore. He didn't that was his maturing moment. That was Misty and Ash maturing, their coming of age. You know, their coming of age story of hormones and feelings,
which is literally making me think that
it only works if you build on that. Like he said, it should have went past that, and
it didn't, and then they lost me. I'm like,
no, they rebooted it.
I'm like,
yeah, they did.
It makes me think that Michael Bay got his directing skills from Pokemon, because he just did the same thing with Transformers they did. Redo the same thing, just change the name. No one will know the difference. What the fuck? I mean, at least with Power Rangers, yeah, it was the same thing, but you got different Zords, different actors. They made you want to watch. I'm like, why? All they literally all they did was change the name. Oh yeah, Johto League. Oh, we make different Pokemon. You know what we'll do? Combine these two together. Here's a new That's a Bulbasaur and a Charizard together. What are you trying to pull here? I was like, what are you trying to pull on me right here? All you did was mash the two. I was like, no, go away. Okay, all you did was turn Onyx into Steel. Thanks. I'm looking at a changed skin on the same mold. Thanks a lot. What's the difference between Jason 7 and Jason 6? Hockey mask and clothes. That's exactly what they did. Oh, he's not rock, he's steel. Whoop-de-fucking-do. That's not a new Pokemon, my friend. At least Jason, it's still Jason. You can change his clothes. It's still Jason. You're trying to palm this on me like a different Pokemon. No, motherfucker. It's the same fucking Pokemon. You just colored it differently. The fuck out of here. That's what made me lose. That's what lost me. I watched 7 episodes. I'm like, yeah, it's the same shit. And apparently this kid ain't learned a goddamn thing. I'm done. I'm gone. You lost me. Well, I don't think we bullshitted enough. Mortal Kombat! Oh, man. Oh, shit. I completely forgot most of my intro. I was going to talk. Normally I was so y'all threw me off. Normally I sit there and say what we're going through. You know, talking about this, talking about that. Let people know Mortal Kombat is the review today. You know, then the new. I just forgot everything.
Maybe because you're baked.
Well, it was when you asked me why I'm baked. I'm like, well, what kind of question is that? Who the hell asked why someone's baked?
We side digress.
All right, who asked? Oh, yeah, I'm high today. Why are you high? Who asked that? Who asked? Who asked that? Oh, but yes, it's Mortal Kombat this week. Oh boy. Have anyone been listening to the past reviews? Robin?
The reviews are the actual podcast.
The podcasts.
Oh yeah, I never get to pass the half. The tank was the last one I was listening to while I was washing dishes.
That's mad short, man. You can get past that easy.
Oh my gosh, what is it? I love the skit.
That's what I was gonna ask. So, what do you think? People, let me know in the comments. What do you think of the skit? And I'm doing this for a reason, because you YouTube fans are missing out on these skits. You can't hear on YouTube because YouTube, I can't monetize it on YouTube, and I have to make money. Otherwise, me and Robin here is gonna be stuck in our day jobs forever. So we got to get this thing going. So we have to make money. And I can't monetize if I put these skits on there, because there's stuff on there you can't use on YouTube because they're assholes and scared of copyright infringement, even though you're using it for funny stuff.
Remember, if it doesn't say Micro Machines, it's not the real thing.
So, you gotta go to the podcast. And you're missing out on a lot. I did the Godzilla skit, I did a skit for the tank.
Oh, the Godzilla one.
And I was kind of, sometimes when I think these up in my head, and these are like, I don't like sit here and like think hard about these skits that it's not like the reviews I do on YouTube. These skits are literally in the moment. Like I thought of one for Mortal Kombat right after I saw Mortal Kombat, and I'm fleshing it out a little bit, but I'm not really thinking hard about it. I'm just adding. I'm like, oh, this would be funny to add to this. This would be funny to add to this. But the basic skit, I think of right on the snap. So they're like no more than 5 minutes, instantaneous stuff. So when I'm thinking of these, and when I put them into motion, I start editing and recording and stuff. I'm not sure if these are actually funny, because the review stuff, I have time to go over, think about it, think about the wording, whether or not this works or not. This one I just do on the fly. Like I have the dialogue in my head, but I don't have the dialogue fleshed out. What you hear is exactly what's in my head. Like the dialogue is terrible in these things, these skits. So I don't know if it's actually funny because it's bad dialogue, or if it's just like just there, just like wasting my time. So I need some feedback here. Are they funny? Let me know in the comments. Email us, which reminds me, I need to check those emails again. Then let me know. What do you guys think? Did you find the skits funny? Should I keep doing them?
Yeah, keep doing them.
The tank one was okay. It's pretty good.
What did you think about the Godzilla one?
I was really random. I was looking to it in the shower. It caught me off guard. I'm like, wait, what?
In the shower? What is?
What? You can listen to the podcast. I listen to the podcast whenever I can listen to it. Listen to it.
Yeah,
what you do is
especially when I get my me time.
Put your phone on, put it on. I'd listen to it in the bath. I listen to, not this one, but I listen to podcasts when I'm taking a bath, when I'm taking a shower, on the train, on the bus. Sometimes I just sit here talking to somebody, have it playing in the background.
The Godzilla vs. Kong one, the skit was okay, but when it comes to that particular movie, I have a unique perspective on it because I also read the book, and I know you always get on me about this whole book thing. There's a lot of stuff that happened.
I'm talking about the skit, not the review.
So what?
Just the skit, the beginning skit.
The skit, I just said that. I was like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, they start dancing and whatnot, and
it was basically a summary of the movie.
That's what the
that's what happens in the movie. One comes to fight the other. They talk to each other, and then they work together, and then it's over.
That's not what just skit. They start dancing.
Yeah, they work together, and then it's over. That's it. That's basically what the movie was. They come to fight, although they didn't actually fight, but they come to fight. They talk to each other. Then they work together to beat up the bad guy, and they go home. That was it. See, that's how I wanted to see. I wanted to see if people got it. That sounds like you started going to the book. I'm like, I'm just asking about the skit. The skit was just the basis of the movie. That's all it was, basically. They get together to fight. They talk to each other, and then they work together. And then you just sit there like,
if you say that was talking.
They had a conversation. You got to read between the lines.
And I'm like, am I listening to the right thing? Did I click the right thing?
That's the best part. I thought, because that was the Cosmo song was the first time I did it, so I thought that would be the best thing ever, was like to someone to put it on and then be very confused thinking they had the wrong thing going on right now.
Yeah, I was literally, not to be graphic, I was literally in the middle of like washing my ass. I'm like, wait, did I click? And I can't touch my phone. I'm in the middle of washing my ass. And I'm like, wait.
That's the one thing I really did want to pull an Andy Kaufman on people and just confuse the shit out of them. They push play and all of a sudden there's like this skit going on.
That was one of the longer skits, right?
That I only did 2, but yes, that one was longer than
Yeah.
the other one. I think that one was 4 minutes and the other one was only 3.
That one was going for a minute. I was kind of wondering, like,
Right, am I listening to the right thing?
what's happening here? It's like, is this gonna stop and we're gonna move it to something else, or is this gonna be it? It cut off.
In the part when it got dead silent after Godzilla rolled, and it was just dead silence. Because that's what they do in the movies. That's why I put it like, I thought about cutting it down, like, you know what? They do that in the movies, like Godzilla will roar, and it'll just be dead quiet while everyone's just sitting around looking, trying to figure out what the hell to do. Yes, I want to know about that. Because I have a skip for this one. So yeah, if you're listening on YouTube, you're missing out on some good shit. You're listening out on a good, and then there's like some of the news reports I have to cut out. Because I can't put them on YouTube. We did a whole thing where Robin's talking about nanobites and Terminator music's playing in the background, but can't play that on YouTube. Certain words I can't use on YouTube. Like, I can't use that on YouTube. Use it here, not on YouTube.
Gosh, were they always this strict with the copywriting rules?
Yeah. Yeah. The question is whether or not you want to continually put in, it's not an appeal, but you want to put an appeal. They call it something else though. They don't call it appeal. But it's just depending on not you want to keep doing that over and over again for everything you do. Not only was I burnt out for a while 6 years ago, but I just got tired. That was part of the things that burnt me out, constantly trying to put those stupid things in so I can get monetized and make some money so I can keep going. Because buying equipment is fucking expensive and buying movies is fucking expensive. So yeah, I needed that revenue with those copyright infringements. And then I got copyrighted for stuff that wasn't even true. I got copyrighted for a song that came with my editing software, so I was allowed to use it. And the person copywriting it didn't even own it. They just decided to do it. Because the name up there is not the company that owns the rights to this. And basically it's free to use anyway, so I had to deal with that. I got copyrighted for a song. I was trying to say 2 words at once. I don't have a lisp.
Yeah.
I'm not that big. I was trying to say this and song at the same time because I was going to 2 different sentences at once. But I got copyrighted for a song, not copywritten. People make that mistake all the time. I got copyrighted for a song that wasn't even the song. It literally starts out with 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. 4 bars to a song, to another song. And then the rest of it is completely different. And I got copyright for it. 4 bars that sound similar to it. 4 bars with the exact same bar. 4 bars from another song. And it goes on to a completely different song. And they try to claim copyright on me on that. I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's not even the same song. Did you bother listening to it? And they're like, you know what? You're right. It's not. No shit, Sherlock. Okay, we got off topic here. Mortal Kombat. So, yeah. What did you think, Robin?
Am I gonna compare it to the original?
This is before we go into details.
I mean, it wasn't terrible like people say, but I was amused. But I was amused at some what the hell just happened moments. I was amused.
What about you?
Wasn't like awful, like why am I watching this? Like I was amused.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well,
I was amused. I didn't hate it.
I will say, the original Mortal Kombat movie got it right.
Yeah, well, tell that to the press.
It's one of those. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It was meh. And I've had people. I've talked to them before I even recorded this. Someone asked me. A couple of people asked me, "Have you seen Mortal Kombat yet?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What'd you think?" And of course, kind of reluctant to tell them what I think before I did the podcast. I like to, when you tell somebody, when you say the same thing over and over again, after a while, it doesn't have the same impact when you say it because you don't feel the same impact. So I like to get it out on the podcast first and then tell other people, because then if I want to tell it lazy, by that time it doesn't matter. It's already, but the first initial excitement or disappointment is on the podcast. So I was a little reluctant to tell them how I felt, but every single one of them would say to me, yeah, it was, I didn't like it too much. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either. And I had the same feeling. It wasn't bad, but it was just a meh to me. It was really just meh. At least the first Mortal Kombat, they had a fucking tournament.
Word. I like tournaments.
I love tournaments. That is my favorite part of animes. The thing I like about tournaments is there's a build up to it. And then the tournament comes along and it makes the tournaments even better. And then you have, and because most animes are series, each episode is a different version of the tournament. So there's excitement. It's sort of like you're actually watching a real tournament. There's excitement to it. Even though the original Mortal Kombat, the tournament element was cut short. I mean, to think about it, the amount of tournament in there, the hour and a half, it was probably 30 minutes of tournament. But it was enough so that it at least left me kind of satisfied. I got to see a tournament. There was no tournament in this movie at all.
The hell you say?
None. And at the end of the movie, I said to my brother, so I guess we're not going to have a tournament for Earth? What the fuck? Because according to the movie, the tournament is before the next full moon. Is that what he said, right?
Mm.
Or they have to prepare for it.
So I guess the tournament is every full moon?
No, it's not every full moon. There's a ridiculous amount of time between each tournament. It's not like, every full moon, then people out scrapping. No, it's like.
But according to Liu Kang, at one point he said something like, we don't have enough time before the next full moon comes, which I'm assuming is when the tournament is.
But that's for.
I thought it was to train them.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that's when the tournament is, at the next full moon. Because why would you say that if the tournament wasn't the next full moon?
It's funny. We're talking about the full moon. I'm looking at a full moon.
So that's why I thought maybe the tournament was always on a full moon during the year of the tournament. Like, maybe it's every 10 years on a full moon.
Possibly something like that. Yeah.
So if there was no tournament, how close is this full moon? And this, we can't like really get into the importance of this detail in the non-spoiler section. But we'll get into this, because it really makes no damn sense. But we'll get into this when we get into the movie. But yeah, so apparently they were the warriors supposed to be trained before the next full moon. So I'm assuming that's when the tournament was going to be. And what is a full moon? Every 4 weeks?
I guess, yeah, about, because it's a full moon every month, once a month.
Yeah, maybe every 4 weeks, I think. So sometime they were supposed to be trying to get prepared within 4 months to get ready for this tournament, but a bunch of stuff happens, so now there's no tournament. So I'm like, what the hell is supposed to happen in the next movie with it that they're trying to do? Because basically this was a setup movie. That's what this movie was. It was a setup movie. Mm-hmm. They did a fucking morons. And this is going to turn out the exact same way, too, for the exact same reason. They pulled the Super Mario Brothers.
No.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They literally pulled the Super Mario Brothers, counted the chickens before they hatched, made this movie, assuming they're going to have a sequel for the name alone.
Okay.
And there's a good chance that is not going to happen because this movie was not that good. They pulled the Super Mario Brothers right there. And I honestly do not think there's going to be a second one because a lot of people are mixed. It's either meh or it wasn't good.
Right.
No one, I have not yet to hear anyone say this was a good movie. I've heard they've been entertained by it. I've heard it was all right. I heard it was meh. It is what it is. And I've heard it was bad. I haven't heard it was good.
What's the guy name that plays portraying Sub-Zero?
I don't even know who that guy is.
It's being reported that he signed on for a 4-picture deal.
What?
Oh wait, you was talking about that in the car, right? They had like a 6-picture deal.
No, it's a 4-picture deal. So if we are getting a tournament, we might not see this tournament to the fourth film if it ever makes it to that.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think this is.
Yeah,
the
they
sequel.
kind of like put all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
You're pushing it for like, come on, dog.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting a second film. Well, I mean, we'll see. They might if enough people rally behind it. But like I said, from like, people everyone I talk to, I have not heard this was a good movie. I've heard it was entertaining. I was amused. It was meh, and it was bad.
Right.
Like, yeah, the story is extremely flimsy. Apparently, who wrote this film?
Russo?
Greg Russo. Oh, let's go to story. Actually, we won't go to who wrote the screenplay. We'll go to story. Greg Russo and whoever this other guy is.
That's not one. I remember Greg Russo. You know, usually I don't remember the stuff. Is he one of the Russo brothers or not?
No, he's not one of the Russo brothers. I can't pronounce this other person's name. Oren Uzel, I think it is. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oren Uzel. Well, clearly their favorite characters were Scorpion and Sub-Zero because this movie revolves around Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So, sorry, Liu Kang fans. Not this time. Let's see. Major problems in this movie. Way too many fucking characters. Way too many characters. There was no reason to have this many characters in this movie. Like I said before, the plot of the story is very thin. There was a lot of fast forward motion. Not a lot. Everything was fast forward. That was a problem. That was god awful.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with you, Hollywood. Like, seriously, you really need to look at your editors because they are seriously fucking up. The people who were there before these people now, they would use fast forward, but they would do it in a way you don't notice. Now, you don't know what these guys are doing. They can't seem to get the timing right, so you notice whenever something is fast forwarded. And you need to fix that.
Right. I blinked. I'm like, wait, did I just miss something? Like,
it's not even like you turn and miss something and it goes by too fast. You can see the movements. At one point, one of the characters is fighting in a cage match. And they're doing fast forward motion, and then they pan over to the audience. And the audience is in fast forward. I'm like, that is not hard to fix. You just simply put the whole thing in fast forward. When you see the audience is fast forward, you stop it, you go back, you clip the audience clip out, and take the fast forward off. It's not hard. It takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It takes 30 seconds, really. That's it. It's not hard. You push 3 buttons. Clip, undo, place, done. I do this, so I know it's not hard. I'm like, how do you not notice that? They're just getting lazy, or they just think we're stupid. One of the two, but we can tell. So you need to stop. You need to really work on how you use your fast forward footage, because it's bad and it ruins the experience. It really, really does. You don't get used to it. Everything looks awkward. Things that shouldn't be fast forward makes you notice that they put the fast forward in. Like, you could probably get away with it moving that fast if it was just 2 people, but then you have stuff in the background moving it fast forward as well. Like, you really, really need to start paying attention to this because it's becoming a serious problem.
I can agree with that.
A serious problem. You guys need to, like, really... And that goes for the directors, really need to pay attention to their editing stacks. I'm starting to think they're just like, yeah, go do the editing and just walk away and don't give a shit.
This guy that directed it, I think this might be his first. I think he's done a lot of like commercial work for
Let's find out.
From my understanding.
The director is the hell's name am I looking at right now? Sam McQuad from Australia. Okay. So let's see what he's done. 2. A video short and this.
Yeah.
That explains
He's done a lot of commercial work.
Yeah, that explains a lot. Because again, it seems like he just said, okay, send it to editing and didn't bother looking at it again. Because, I mean, it's not even like midway through immediately as soon as the film starts with an action scene, you can see that it's fast forward motion. And it's terrible. So yeah, that was bad. The color, I don't know. For me, the color scheming was bad. I mean, it doesn't hurt to put a little bright colors in there. to break up the monotony of that dreary, dark, dingy look throughout the entire film.
Like in what scenes?
Well,
you could say where at.
Yeah, no, I'm saying any of the non-action scenes could have been done in a brightly lit area, like a daytime scene or in a restaurant, someplace where you can actually see the people and see colors, just to get a break from the monotony of looking at chocolate colored shit.
Okay. Well, okay. there is a reason for that. Without going into a long thing, this film had a lot of problems getting to where it was. A lot of change in directors. It constantly being pushed back. Budget issues.
There's still not an excuse for like putting color into a movie. Just so you don't have to look at the dreary looking color scheme throughout the entire movie. Just a pinch here and there.
They didn't have a budget, dude. They didn't have the money.
You don't need a budget for that. Instead of filming in that dank basement, film in a light lit area. That's all. And then you don't need a budget for it. You just switch locations.
They didn't have a budget for a good eye.
Yeah, just to sprinkle a little bit of color in there. That's it. Just to give us a break from the eyesore color that you have, which is this dank, dreary, brownish color. Like everything in the background was like a brown or black or dirty gray. And I get you want the grittiness, but we do need a relief from that once in a while. If you pay attention to a good director.
That was gritty?
As far as visually, yeah. Not like action wise or story wise, but visually looking at it. Like the color scheme, it was gritty color scheme. Everything was dark and dreary. It's kind of like watching Terminator Salvation, when everything is just that nasty look. Everything you look just looks like shit, and it's like none of the colors ever change.
Yeah,
it was the same thing here. It's like we need breaks. We need breaks from that look. And I'm not saying go full fucking George Schumacher Batman Forever color.
Yeah, no.
But a little color splice here and there, a scene or two, would break up the because that wears on a person's visually. After a while, at a certain point, you're not even really paying attention to what's going on because the color scheme is just bringing you down. You're just really trying to stay awake, and it's not even the movie's fault. It's not even the story or what's going on in the movie. It's just the color. That's why we need a break from that dreary color.
Dreary. Every time you say dreary, okay, dreary.
So that could have been better. But like I said in the beginning, overall, even the original ones, they gave us some bright colors every once in a while. They did it right.
I enjoyed
even
the first
without
one.
the blood that they had in the original. That the Annihilation was shit. We all can agree on that.
I'm not talking about Annihilation.
No, I'm just saying we can all agree Annihilation was shit.
Annihilation.
But the first Mortal Kombat, as cheesy as it was, I can't even say the special effects was bad because the special effects was good at that time.
Mm-hmm.
As cheesy as it was, and as lack of substance as the story was in that one, it still was more satisfying than this one.
Was there really a story in the first one? Really?
The video game storyline, they managed to make the video game storyline into an actual storyline.
It seemed like that thing just kicked off right away. It was just fighting from beginning to end.
Because they did exactly what they were supposed to do, which was Enter the Dragon, which is what Mortal Kombat was made from the begin with. Mm. They did exactly all they did was do Enter the Dragon. Bunch of people got invited to a tournament, didn't know what this tournament was, find out it was a life and death tournament, and had to fight for their lives. There you go. Literally, the rest writes itself. You can't make a...
Totally.
As we found out, you cannot make a franchise out of that. But for just a one-shot movie, that works great. And so they did it right. Because they never intended on making a second one when they did that one. They said, let's make a Mortal Kombat movie. Boom, we got a Mortal Kombat movie. We took the blood out, but it's still a Mortal Kombat. And it was still a Mortal Kombat movie. Just with no blood. This was not a Mortal Kombat movie, but had tons of blood in it.
That original one, that was done by New Line as well, right?
I believe
the original one.
Yeah, this was, for me, it was meh. For other people, I heard I was entertained. That's the most compliment I heard from anyone else. I was into it. I was entertained. I was entertained by it. It was all right. It entertained me. But I haven't heard a single person say it was actually good.
It was. The original one in 1995 was done by New Line Cinemas.
Oh, cool. So that is the non-spoiler synopsis of the movie. I don't know if you're going to like it. It just depends on your personal taste. That's one of those movies.
You know what the split is? The split is, and this is going by what they explained it to be. They said that this was supposed to be a film for Mortal Kombat fans, people who've played all of the games. So they tried to do a fan service and give them everything that they could possibly want. Now, the problem with that is that kind of takes away from the people that don't play all of those games and don't know the backstories for all of these characters. And the other problem is the people that are actual fans did not like the direction that they went in with the characters that they utilized.
Well, see, no, here's the thing. It doesn't take away from anything if you're making it a one-shot movie. Their problem, their mistake was a franchise. Nah, that's because now you're prolonging stuff. Like, you want to give everything to fans. Yeah, okay, give them everything you want in a one-shot movie. No plans for a sequel. Just the one. Again, that's what they did with the first Mortal Kombat movie. They gave everything that fans wanted in a one-shot movie. And somehow still managed to make it, for people who never played the game, enjoyable.
I mean, I enjoyed it
for its time period.
I'm not a hardcore like Mortal Kombat head like that. I've played some of the games. I have not played all of the games, so I can't say that I know every single character that's come in and out of there. So I see it for what it was. I watched the movie. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, everything that you said, I can't disagree with that. I've seen it too, and I've had similar complaints. Is like it was kind of wonky. Some of the scenes came off a little wonky and hokey with the movements, and that kind of takes you out of it. You're talking about the fast forward movements all the time. I was taken out with a lot of the wire work because I feel like what threw it off is possibly the wire work mixed with the fast forward movement. You said you didn't have a problem with the wire.
I didn't. Well, that's the thing. I didn't notice the wire work.
I noticed it because of the fast forward movement. It made it really wonky, and I know that they can do that without that because I watch tons of Asian films and they get it right all the time. They get it right. They know what the hell they're doing. Here, we got some work to do.
Honestly, I didn't even notice the because it got to a point like the hand-to-hand fighting was fast forward, and I can see that. So it just got to a point where I just noticed everything fast forwarded. I didn't even notice any wonky. I didn't even realize some of there was wire work in this movie. To be honest,
yeah, it is
because everything is moving so fast, and you can tell it's moving fast, and it's just like it looks like everything is in fast forward. So I didn't even notice. So like if I'm fast forwarding a film, I'm not going to notice wire work. And the same thing, it's fast forward footage. I didn't notice wire work.
Like for instance, Donnie Yen. The Ip Man movies and stuff like that. They've reported on certain films in editing, they have to slow down his movements. That's not them. They slow he moves that fast. This wasn't. It wasn't.
Well, see, that's the thing. Over here, we focus more on acting, and I love Ip Man, but I don't know how well he'll do in acting.
He's done act. No,
let me finish. I don't know how well he would do acting in American movies.
Well, he's done a lot of American movies, and the movie he did an American movie here that they had to slow his movements down.
No, I mean his acting. There's a certain
no, he can act.
The thing is, there's a certain standard with American acting.
Nope, and I'll tell you why.
Let me finish. Like I said, I haven't seen this guy, so I don't know. But I'm saying there's a certain standard with this American acting that they don't have in other countries. Like the reason took Jackie Chan a long time to get movies actually here in America wasn't because of anything except his acting. His acting was acceptable for Hong Kong, but here in America it wasn't acceptable, especially when he tried to speak in English. That's why he didn't have many movies for a very long time. He was very popular here, because his movies are great. But there's a standard of acting in American movies, and if you don't meet that standard, they don't even consider you. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things you're like, oh, this guy's just great, but he doesn't have the standard of acting that they look for in Hollywood. So that's why that person's not there.
You remember Jet Li's first American movie?
No, I do not.
Lethal Weapon 4.
It was Lethal Weapon 4. Okay, that's what I said.
Really?
Yeah,
I knew he was in Lethal Weapon 4, but I didn't know if that was his first.
He didn't really talk though.
Yeah, no, he did. That proves my point right there. Yeah, he got that role, but they didn't have him talk because his acting was Hong Kong acting, not American movie acting. Even though the movie
The Expendables?
No, when Romeo Must Die. If you look at Romeo Must Die, his acting is not good in that at all.
Hey, brother! American football!
Because he's still doing Hong Kong acting. It wasn't until Kiss of the Dragon that his acting became American style acting. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a certain standard of American style acting. And only reason Jet Li got in and only reason Jackie Chan got in was because of how popular they became from their movies overseas.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't for that, they wasn't going to let them in because even though they're talented, their acting wasn't Hollywood standard acting. It was still Hong Kong acting standard.
Yeah.
They grew and got better at American acting, but that's why it was so hard for them. So that's what I was saying about the guy who plays Ip Man. I don't know if he's at their standard. But back to this. How the hell did we get on that?
It's just all organic, man. It's just natural.
What were we talking about?
I might be weird left.
Yeah, I know. Like, what were we talking about? There was a point being made, and we forgot all about it.
It might have been me.
Finish.
See, and this is how it happens. It was right there. It's all.
Listen, I went outside and took another hit, and I'm still not acting like she is. What the hell is going on with you today? Are you okay? Are you alright? I am more composed than you are. And I literally went out and took another hit.
It's that full moon, yo.
Are you alright over there?
Could be it's full moon. This time we'll add up.
Is this the first time?
Okay,
is this the first time you've been cooped in the house for COVID? Have you been working through the entire COVID pandemic and you don't know how to act when you have to actually stay inside? Is that what's going on right now?
That's funny because there's an ounce of truth.
I knew it.
I definitely did work throughout the pandemic. I never took unless I'm on quarantine. This is like the
going stir crazy being in the same place for 2 weeks. Because you are not this animated normally. Not that I don't like it.
Because and it's warmer. Because usually deadass though when we're doing the podcast,
you're quiet and composed.
Under blankets and shit, trying to warm up on the couch and shit. Cause it's so cold. Now I'm outside. It's nice. The moon's out. But yeah, son. I'm usually mad. I'm trying not to move. I'm trying not to move. I'm so fucking cold.
That was alcohol.
I'm like, this is nice. I can move around. It's nice weather. It's like I'm coming out of hibernation.
Oh man. Oh, my chest hurt.
My esophagus hurts.
See, look what you're doing, Robin.
It burns.
I probably would have been fine if it was water, but that was alcohol. That burned and choked. Oh.
Woo! I heard there's gonna be consecutive supermoons too this whole year.
Okay. With that being said, before I die on the air, this is the part where we go into spoilers. So just enjoy the music, and if you don't want spoilers, skip till we get to the news. So the movie starts out in feudal Japan, and we see Scorpion when he was alive and well. He has a wife and 2 kids, a son and a newly born baby girl, which tells you I was really kind of not into the movie at the very beginning because I didn't even know that was a girl. I kind of missed that part. And this is the very beginning, so this tells you something right there. You actually have to focus to pay attention at the beginning of the movie. So that's a bad start. A very bad start. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why I knew this was Scorpion, but somehow I did. But as far as what was going on at that particular point in time, no clue. My sister, my sister had to tell me that he had a daughter because I thought he had a son. I thought he had 2 boys. I didn't know that was a daughter. And we'll get to why this was important later. So he goes out, Sub-Zero. Scorpion goes out to get, he has a name now too, Hanzo something. I don't know if he always had a name. I don't know if they
did.
He did? That was the name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So his name is Hanzo. He goes out to get water. And then Sub-Zero shows up and kills his family.
I was frozen today!
So he hears his wife scream, he runs, he finds him dead, he fights Sub-Zero, and then Sub-Zero kills him. His mark passes on to his baby daughter, which his wife hid before Sub-Zero came and got them. Raiden comes and takes his kunai and the baby. And during the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, you find out why he has the get over here thing that comes out of his hand. Because that was his famous technique when he was a living person, using a rope with a kunai on the end. Fast forward centuries later, we're introduced to a guy called Cole Young. I'm waiting because I'm anticipating everybody saying who, what, who the fuck, and they're going to Google to try to figure out. No, this guy was never in the fucking games. He's a completely made up person, and he's our main star. Sorry, what the hell, Liu Kang fans? Nope. We got this guy over here that they decided to make up because this dick-sucking Scorpion and Sub-Zero. We all know originally the story revolved around Liu Kang, but nope. These writers love themselves some Scorpion and Sub-Zero, so now it revolves around them, which I don't mind, but Jesus Christ, if it had been a better story, it'd be okay. The story is so weak, it's just kind of
Like for all the characters in Mortal Kombat, you had to create a new one. I know.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like if they came up with a better story and had it revolved around those two, all right, I would have went into it. But the story is so weak, it's just not interesting. It serves nothing to this movie whatsoever. Like literally, you can cut out this whole descent because this is what this is leading to: a descendant of. Basically, he's fucking Anakin. He's
Scorpion.
Descendant, and it's prophecy that he will change Mortal Kombat. So he's basically fucking Anakin Skywalker at this point.
Good job.
I
could have done without that. You could take that out.
Can we just briefly talk about how I didn't know that was his wife and kid because they had no family chemistry.
I didn't know that either. We'll get to that afterwards. We're busy talking about the context of him being in the movie, period. Not necessary. You can cut this out and just do a little tweaks here and there, and it changes nothing in the movie whatsoever. And I mean minor tweaks. You can still have the same intro with him and Sub-Zero fighting and getting killed by Sub-Zero. You can still have him coming back at the end, only in a different way. That's what I'm saying. Minor tweaks. Taking this character out of the movie makes absolutely no change. So that he was useless. Not only was he useless, but he was boring. No personality whatsoever.
None.
He was exposition man. He was exposition man for exposition people. Like he shows up and Jax, I'm skipping ahead. Jax explains to him what's going on with the tournament, and he kind of just repeats what Jax says in a question so Jax can repeat it in a different way. I'm like, how are you an exposition man for exposition? Like, you have an exposition person to give the character information. Why are you giving exposition to the exposition man to give you more exposition back? It's like, what is going on here? So that was, this character was just unnecessary and useless and stupid, and I don't even know why Raiden was there, because Raiden is supposed to be the exposition man. So why is everybody else giving exposition to this guy? For him to give it was just a bunch of exposition people giving exposition to exposition people to have more exposition thrown at you for what? No fucking tournament, you dickwads.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was that angry about that. Just now.
I literally sat there. I wish I'm gonna send you a meme of my face. I'm like, oh, so there's no tournament though.
I really did not realize I was that angry about that whole sequence of events until just now. That's what it was. It was exposition people giving exposition to more exposition people to give exposition back for something that didn't even happen in the movie whatsoever, because this was a setup movie.
Yeah.
So again, as Robin said, it took me halfway through the movie to figure out that that was his daughter.
Yeah, I thought that was his little sister.
I thought it was his
Word! I thought that was his
people were.
sister. You get like brother and sister vibes from them.
I didn't know who that kid was.
I thought that was his little sister, and that chick on the side. I figured like she was a friend who was just tired of him.
I figured she was. I thought she was a friend
who wanted him or something.
Yeah, I thought I figured she was a romantic interest, but I thought she was a friend who they would eventually realize she was getting put in danger, and eventually realize they like each other. Then I saw she had a daughter, and I'm like, okay, it's a friend, a single mom friend. Yeah, that makes sense. They eventually go halfway through the movie. Was when my sister pointed out something that made me realize that was his kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's his. Oh, so wait, that's his wife? Oh, now this makes more sense.
Dude.
Because he would say stuff like, oh, you two are the most important. But guess what? I just watched Winter Soldier, and Sam said the same thing to his sister, so that doesn't necessarily mean you are married. So I was very confused by that. I wouldn't know exactly who she was. I just thought she was a friend, but I wasn't sure. And halfway through the movie is when I realized, because my sister said something, that this is his wife and kid.
I'm like, what?
And I was like, oh, now this makes more sense.
There was no chemistry there. Yeah,
no, there was
none. I have never seen on screen no chemistry between parent and child. I've seen romantic, but parent-child no chemistry. I'm like, wow, that's my first time ever seeing that.
I get what they were going for, because I've seen people like that in real life, but they didn't get the emotion.
Maybe the kid should have been younger.
No, it's not that. It was the way the dialogue was written. It didn't get the emotion that goes across when you have moments like that. Because I've seen you. BA, I'm talking to BA right now. Nonsense. I've seen you in moments like that, but it's a different conversation and a different set of emotions that you get across when you're in moments like that. Those emotions didn't come across because of the way the dialogue was written. It was written like standard dialogue, and in situations like that, it's never standard dialogue. There's a communication between the two people. Sometimes parts of it you get right away. Other parts you have to think about. But those two people understand each other instantly because of the relationship they have with each other. And yeah, there's dialogue written like that in movies like that all the time. You're sitting there like, wow. And you're kind of trying to think about what they're saying to each other. And then after a while you get, as the dialogue flows on, you get the emotion that's getting across. Here, it was just like basic dialogue. And halfway through, you kind of check out. Like, he was like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a... First of all, at the point he said, what's that? And she was like, oh, it's a... And it was just the way she started delivering it, I started checking out right then and there. Some kind of bracelet. I don't know what this bracelet was she said it was, but it was some bracelet she made. And then she made two, one for each of them. Which is a heartfelt moment. But the dialogue just ruined the whole thing. Because, like I said, he said, what's that? Oh, it's a... And I instantly just started checking out. And it was basically the delivery the two gave. He gave it like, oh, what's that? Like, nonchalantly, like, it just popped up out of the blue. And she's just like, oh, it doesn't matter what I say right now. I don't really care about this. I'm just talking to be talking. so you just kind of checked out. So yeah, that was missing. So what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
we get to see him do a cage fight. That's what I was talking about before. Yeah, we get to see him do a cage fight. That's what I was talking about before with the Fast Forward movie. And again, I thought she was a friend because she was cheering. She's in the... I don't know. It's just didn't establish that they were married. They did a poor job establishing that was his family. Let's put it that way.
Really bad job.
They didn't flesh it out at all.
So he loses this fight, apparently. He was some type of champion before, but now he's a loser? Like, I didn't understand. Again, there was this... that was another thing, too. This dialogue is really bad. Because I was trying to pay attention when the coach was talking to him before the fight. Because it seemed like it would be important. Because he mentioned something about Mr. Punching Bag. So it seemed like...
That wasn't his coach. That guy didn't like him at all.
Again, this is what I'm saying. The dialogue is so bad. I thought it was his coach. I guess it was just a matchmaker.
No, that dude, he's there too. I guess he promotes the fights or whatever have you. He calls him when he needs him to fill in for a fighter.
So he's a promoter.
$200.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a fight promoter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was.
And
He's
he
a
has
fight promoter.
absolutely no confidence in this guy whatsoever.
He was calling him Mr. Punching Bag?
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was talking about.
Him.
I didn't know who he was talking about. The dialogue is so bad in
He was
this.
talking down to him the whole time.
I didn't know. Yeah, I thought it was his coach. It's just like the scenes and the dialogues mashed together are so awful. It's hard to keep up with what's going on. Then you have the fast forward fight scenes, what makes everything seems like it's moving at lightning speed. It's hard to keep up. I thought that was his coach. I thought he was talking about the fighter he was going to fight as being Mr. Punching Bag.
What I thought? The way that played out, I've seen this so many times in other movies. I felt like that promoter calls him in to put up a good fight and at the very end throw it. That's what I thought
was happening too.
That's what I thought he was. I thought he was that guy.
I thought he was the thrower too because of the way he was talking to Jax. I thought that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so... This movie is... I was going to say this movie is so confusing, but it's not.
By the way...
What they want this character to be is so confusing. And some of these scenes are so confusing, you don't know what the hell is going on. Because all they really want to do is focus on Sub-Zero and Scorpion. So everything else in between is like really half-ass written. And I'm not going to blame the screenwriters for this. I'm not going to blame the writers for this. Because it might have been more fleshed out in the original story written. But the screenwriters might have dumbed it down. So it might be the screenwriter's fault, not the story writer's fault.
Question. McCad Brooks. Is this why he left Supergirl to get ready for this movie? Because I
have no idea.
He put on a lot of size. This guy got really big. I didn't even recognize him at first.
First of all, I don't know why people keep saying this guy's a terrible actor. He's not a terrible actor.
He's not.
They just gave him terrible dialogue. Like, he was fine in Supergirl. He was perfectly fine playing Jimmy Olsen.
He got really big for this movie.
Yeah, like my sister was like, oh, he was terrible in True Blood. Okay, granted, True Blood. That was he's really...
Wait, who was in True Blood? Which actor?
McCad
Jax, the one who played Jax.
Wait, that's not Eggs from True Blood.
Yes, it is. That's him.
Yes, it is.
Shut up! I thought he looked familiar. Nah, that ain't no Eggs.
Yeah, that's Eggs.
That ain't no Eggs.
Yeah, that's him.
Eggs.
But no, he was that big in Supergirl, wasn't he?
No,
by the time he
was fit, but he wasn't that big.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Nah,
I was gonna say by the time he became Guardian, he was kind of buff.
Nah,
he was buff. Not kind of buff.
He had some size, but not this size.
My God,
I didn't notice the difference.
Yeah, he was like slim buff before.
We're talking about Supergirl, not.
But even still, he was still. He had muscle, but he wasn't like this. I could have sworn,
but towards the end, he was buff.
No,
when he started doing the Guardian,
because I didn't realize that was him at first.
Oh, I knew
it was not just the stupid mustache. This dude put on like some real size.
He's one of those people I will never forget who he is. I noticed him right away. I was like, oh, Jimmy Olsen, what's up?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize him as Jimmy Olsen.
See?
Shut up!
How many seasons did you watch? One?
I watched like
5 episodes?
Three episodes.
Exactly. There you go. I didn't recognize him as Jimmy Olsen. Watched like 3 episodes. How did you not like Supergirl? Supergirl's actually good.
I don't know. I think it was her face. I don't know.
What the hell?
Her face.
Her face, yeah. If I don't like your face, I won't watch it. The anime too. Like if I don't like your face or how you're drawn, I won't watch you. But we digress. Continue.
Yes, back to the movie. Where was I? Because I skipped ahead up to the Jimmy. We got to Oh yeah,
We
because that's the
still-
fight.
we
Because that's the fight promoter
Yeah, the
thing.
fight
So
promoter.
yeah, he loses his fight, as I was talking about earlier, with the fast forwarded, the audience crowd being fast forwarded, which would be cool if it was done on purpose, but it definitely was not. You know, like in Rocky 5 when they did the fast forward, he took my room. That was done on purpose. That was fine. You know, they fast forward his movement when he said it. It was a style thing. Because that's what I thought of. Because that's literally what I thought of when I saw the audience matter. They went up all because they close up on their faces and they were moving super fast, and I was just like, why? This isn't even a style you're doing right now. You're just fast forwarding everything. You didn't even bother cutting this out to slow it down to make it look kind of real. No, you just said, "Up, let's fast forward this whole fight scene."
It's cutting edge.
No matter
the new
who's
thing.
in it, just fast forward the entire thing.
From this point on, every movie's gonna be like this.
Yes, that was the first thing I thought of was Rocky 5, that one scene. Because at least that was, like I said, at least that was stylized. It was done on purpose. This was just accidental. He took my room!
We don't do that no more. It's like fast food. You get it out quick and easy. That's it.
So he talks to Jax, who's being elusive. Makes sense. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, hey, look, you're part of this fucking tournament where you got to save the world. They think you're a fucking nut job. So I'll buy it. And then they go to a restaurant, him and his family, Mr. Cole Young, and Sub-Zero attacks him because Sang Sung sent them to kill the tournament contestants before the tournament. This is why there was no tournament in this fucking movie. Which would have worked if that wasn't the whole fucking movie. You could have done that in the first act and then went on to the tournament. Actually, could have done it in the first act, half of the second act training, and from then on went on to the tournament and the conclusion of the tournament. And this would have been a much better movie. Much better. But no. They didn't do that, so we're stuck with this. We're stuck with an entire movie of Sang Sung sending Sub-Zero to kill tournament members before the tournament because they're bad guys, so they don't have to play by the rules. Which is a stupid concept, and I'm going to tell you why this is stupid. Because if the bad guys can break the rules and the people in charge of enforcing the rules do absolutely fucking nothing, why are the good guys not breaking the rules?
Right.
This is why this concept is dumb. If there's no consequences for breaking the rules, why does the good guys have to abide by the rules? I mean, you can't even say, oh, it's an honor thing because they're the good guys. It's honor to be a good guy. They're already breaking the rules. At that point, it's defend yourself, so you break the rules back. That's why this concept is stupid and why people stop using it. And that was a problem I had with this movie. I don't understand, like, oh, the elder guards ain't doing nothing to them. So why the hell is the good guy scared to break the rules? Are the elder guards suddenly going to say, oh, no, you're the good guys, you're not supposed to do that, so you're in trouble, and they win? It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, and they were actually killing a few, not one, not two,
killing
not
tournament
three.
members on top of it. And it's like, oh, and the elder guards aren't going to do anything. So why the hell are we abiding by the rules?
You are correct. It does not compute.
Like, okay, you wanted to do that ahead of time, and they were being sneaky about it, but they're not even being. By the time you get to the third act, there's no sneaking about it. They're just blatantly breaking the rules at this point, and nobody does a fucking thing.
Raiden was one of those gods, and they did it
and
in front of him.
And that's another thing is a problem, and this has always been a problem with fucking Mortal Kombat. Because they started this Elder God storyline thing. Why the fuck is Raiden in the tournaments to begin with? You're a fucking god. You're supposed to be up there with the other gods monitoring. Yes, you're supposed to keep the tournament members safe. But why are you competing in the fucking tournament? And we're talking about the video game here, people. Why the fuck is Raiden competing in the tournament if he's a god? He shouldn't even be in the goddamn tournament. And then you gotta throw him in the movie and put him as the god, but then he still has to associate with the people and doesn't do a fucking thing when the fucking bad guys are cheating. But you're still a fucking god, part of who's supposed to be in charge of this goddamn tournament. How do you fail at your job on 2 levels? They really need to stop writing Raiden in there as a pivotal figure and just put him like one of the elder gods and have them actually enforce the fucking rules so this makes goddamn sense. Just letting the bad guys do what they want and having the good guys stick by the rules as a code of ethics is fucking stupid. It ruins your movie because it makes no goddamn sense. Because nobody is going to think like that. If I'm over here trying to abide by the rules and that guy's breaking the rules and getting away with it, I'm going to go break the rules and whoop his ass. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here, well, you know, it's against the rules. Really shouldn't be doing that. He's doing it over there, but that doesn't make it right, even though, you know, my friends are dying. It still doesn't make it right for me to do anything about it.
We should do something! Should we do something? We should do something! Should we do something? I'm changing! We should do something! Bang! We should do something! Should we do something? We should do something! Should we do something? Yes! You should do something, you boring idiots!
What the fuck? So Sub-Zero shows up.
Looking cool for the kill, coming down the road for the kill. I'm like, he looks pretty cool.
You're a
Pun
fucking
intended.
asshole. You're only an asshole because you thought of that joke before I did. And said it before I had a chance to think of it. I get you, that was good. I give you that one. That was good. That was good. So he shows up, and what the hell happened? How the hell this guy? Oh, Jack saved him. That's what it was.
Jax, thank goodness for 4-wheel drive. You saw that traction control on that.
Here's another problem. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, what's up?
Aren't ninjas supposed to be assassins?
Yeah.
What fucking assassin announces his presence before he shows up?
Sub-Zero.
Like, you're supposed to go kill this guy. Okay, you're an assassin. Okay, why do you turn everything cold before you show up? Letting everybody know you're there.
He doesn't care.
That was mad cool.
You are an assassin. You don't give people time to escape. What you do is you go through the back door, you say, "Hi, buddy," and freeze his ass.
Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Game over. You win. Go home. You don't walk down the street freezing everything as you go, saying, "Hey, buddy, are you in that restaurant?"
Get out! Get out of there! Get out!
You know, common sense here, people. If you're gonna write a movie with an assassin, make him a fucking assassin. So Jack saves him, and Sub-Zero is now Jason Voorhees because he suddenly knows where everyone is and just magically shows up. Ends up taking Jax's arms. Then Raiden comes and takes, what's his name? What the fuck happened after that?
Cole takes his family to
home
to find Sonya.
Oh, that's right. When Jax picked him up, he gives him Sonya's address and tells him to find him after he tells him about the Mortal Kombat thing. And because he saw this crazy shit with the ice and whatever, he doesn't fully believe, but he needs to find out what the fuck's going on. So he takes his family to a safe house and then goes to find Sonya, who we find out is not a tournament invitee, we'll say. There's a certain dragon mark that you get when you're an invitee. And she has Kano locked, tied up and chained in some room for interrogation because he killed it, and Kano killed a tournament invitee, and then the mark transferred to him.
This kind of throws off something about the whole story, though.
Right.
Because Sonya's original origin, the reason why she ended up at the tournament is because she was after Kano, who was already in the tournament. She found him there. That's how she gets there.
That doesn't throw off the story to the movie.
Kind of does, because she has no reason to go there. She has no reason to look into
No,
the
they gave her a reason. She's like obsessed with it because Jax has the mark. And she became upset. That's the backstory they gave her. Jax had the mark. She became obsessed with this. Not really.
It is.
Not really.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how the guy... Oh, wait,
right.
we'll be jumping ahead.
No, we're
You know,
talking about we're at the Sonya part.
No, we're talking
about
about
why
Sonya.
Sonya's in the
no,
tournament.
I was talking
Period.
about like
Or
the continuity of the story. How Kano took the mark of the person he killed. I'm like, wait, wasn't the person he killed already in the other world and he still had his mark?
what? What are you talking about?
How,
what movie are you watching?
No, it's true. How he get his mark in this movie? He killed someone else
who had a
was
mark.
A contestant.
Yeah, a contestant who had a mark.
Yeah.
What do you got to do with Underworld?
When Cobalt shows up, he sits up there and says, "Oh, this guy's an asshole. He did this. He put me in this thing." So it gives you the assumption that he got his mark.
That's what you got out of that?
Yeah, that's what
no, he didn't get that mark from. That sounds like wait. That sounds like what are you talking about? No, he didn't kill Cobalt. He just burnt him to the point where he has to wear that suit. Yes, but we hadn't gotten to that yet. But yes, Cobalt is in the movie. Why? I don't fucking know. So yeah, no, he just burnt Cobalt to the point where he's stuck in that suit. He didn't kill him. If he killed him, he wouldn't be there. If he did.
But you remember? Well, you know where.
That's why I was like, I don't know how you got to that conclusion. If you
but you remember what the leader was saying, that death is just another.
What does that got to do with the marking? When you kill the guy who has the marking,
that's what
you get the marking.
I thought that was the incontinuity, the inconsistent.
What are you saying? What is going on over
I don't know.
Inconsistent. How the story is inconsistent. I'm like, wait, I thought he killed you. How are you there fighting for one of the?
He wouldn't be.
Well, at some point, they do imply, and I know what you're talking about. Where Shang Tsung says is basically once you're like in what is it, Outer World or whatever the hell it is, the participants there. You get killed, but they come back as far as...
No, that's not what he was implying.
That's not what he was implying?
No, he's implying he got a shitload of people he can throw in the coal.
Oh, because I thought at the end he implied that he could bring them back to life.
No, he has a shit... Did you know how many characters they have to use? He has a shitload of people he just keep throwing on the fire. He don't give a fuck.
But that's what technically...
That's what the implication was.
Sub-Zero.
No, he didn't.
No, I'm saying, I'm jumping ahead. When
we get towards that part.
Yeah, no, he didn't bring back... Wait, was there an after credit scene? Because I turned it off.
No, like
no.
Yeah, exactly. I did not see him bring back Sub-Zero.
I know what she's talking about, but no. We'll give... Let's go back.
I guarantee you, if these stupid sequels keep going, and I'm saying stupid now because this movie's already like...
get back to...
If the thing's going, the next Sub-Zero is going to be his brother. We're going to give the spoilers at the end anyway, so people who didn't want to hear this stuff, they already left. The next Sub-Zero is going to be his brother. So that's what I'm saying. He didn't bring Sub-Zero back. No, the implication is I got plenty of people to throw on the fire. You can throw water on it all you want. I'm just going to keep throwing logs on it. Fuck. I got a whole stack in the back. I don't give a fuck. And we'll get to Sang soon in a minute, because Jesus fucking Christ. I know I keep saying this is a setup movie, because I have to remind myself this is a setup movie.
That's what it is.
I have to remind myself. And the only reason I have to keep reminding myself it's a setup movie, because I don't think they're going to have another one. So I can't get too upset over certain things, but Jesus fucking Christ, they should have just made the one shot and called it a day. Where were we?
Sonya.
Assassin. Sonya. Yeah. No, it made sense for this. Jax had the mark. She became obsessed with knowing about the mark, and then she started doing the backtrack. What the fuck was the last movie we saw where someone had one of those stupid pinpoint things that goes back to this and that and that and this and... Oh, fucking Godzilla. That's what it was. Like the nerd guy in Godzilla with the thing with the lines that go back and forth, and this ties to this and this ties to the one. Yeah, she had all that. I'm getting tired of seeing that in movies too. When they first started doing that, it was scarce. Now it's like almost every other movie. There's somebody with some chart that has pins in it with lines going from one picture to another and connecting the dot. I'm tired of it. Just stop. We don't need all that anymore. We don't need the conspiracy theorists. We don't need them to be false. We don't need to be true. Just have, listen, I was looking this up and I found out this and this and this. I don't need you with the crazy conspiracy people. Stop. Just stop.
The question.
Just stop. Just stop, Hollywood. Stop. We don't need this anymore. So yeah, no, but yeah, she yeah, that's what it was. She became obsessed because her partner was part of this tournament, which makes sense. She would want to know as much as she could to try and help her partner out because they were extremely close.
Okay.
So yeah, she has Kano. Sub-Zero comes again. Once again, Sub-Zero knows where they are magically. They managed to escape with because of Kung Lao and no, what the fuck happened? I know they were. What the hell happened?
They got attacked by a lizard, invisible lizard.
Right, it was Reptile. How you know why I have?
Yeah.
How do I forget Reptile? Because he was a piece of shit. That's why. Reptile was an invisible lizard man. Not the lizard man, just a lizard man. Something you see in D&D. That was Reptile.
And then it's Kano who knows where Raiden's temple is. So
right,
take us
that's
to
what it was. So thank you. See? Thank you. Yeah, so after, that's another thing. I get you want to appease fans. And I'm a fan. And I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. I don't need every fucking reference said in the goddamn games in the fucking movie. It is fucking annoying. Kano wins, okay. Then you start fatality, okay. Then someone else has to say flawless. Like, at that point, I'm like, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Just stop. We get it. We get it. We don't need every game reference in the movie. You could have done it once, maybe twice. More than that, it's too much. We don't need to hear all of them. So they go to Raiden's temple. That's when they meet Liu Kang, who's basically a pussy in this movie. Jesus.
Yeah, he really was.
I don't know why. I have no explanation for why they made Liu Kang the way they made him. I really don't. And then you get Kung Lao, who is the great grandson of the original Kung Lao. I don't know why he was in the movie either. I guess it was just because they needed someone to die. And since Kung Lao was dead in the game when it started, they decided, hey, let's make his descendant get killed because it'd balance out or some shit. I don't know. But he didn't really need to be here. Then we get training. Kano gets a laser eye. I don't know if they gave that to him later in the games or not, but he did not have a laser eye up until Mortal Kombat 3. So
yeah, let's just say an egg roll activated him. That's all.
And we meet some more bad guys, which is Cabal, and that's the only person I know is Cabal. Oh, Goro and Shang Tsung, of course. And those are the only ones I know. Who the fuck else was there? Oh, Katana. I didn't know Katana.
That wasn't Katana. That was
not Katana. Yeah.
No, Katana was there. No, the Katana was there. The one with the face.
That's not Katana.
That's not Katana.
They said Katana.
No, they didn't.
Hold on. I guarantee you it's Katana.
I guarantee you it's not right
now. Not Katana.
You're going to lose.
I'm looking. I have it right here.
Yeah, go ahead. Look it up. It's not her.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Melina. Same thing. Sister.
Not the same thing.
Oh, no. Not the same thing.
Melina and Katana. So did Melina. So did Melina. Melina was the purple one. Katana was the blue one. Yeah, Katana was the blue one. Melina was the purple one.
It's not blue. That's
same
purple.
Thing. Melina was purple.
It was a pink. It was a pink and purple.
Whatever. It's the same character. All they did was change the name.
Well, if you want to say that, then you might as well say Sub-Zero.
Yes, they're the same characters. All they did was change the names. They look exactly the same.
And
yes.
There's a bunch of them. Rain.
Yes, they're all the same. All they did was change the colors and the name. Yeah, they gave them different powers, but the skin is the same.
Now that you mention it.
Gonna piss off someone.
They're the same fucking characters, and they all came from Super Ninjas anyway. So who the fuck cares? That's I'm like, no, it's the same thing. In fact, Melina came later. Katana and Melina came later because you had Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Same thing. So yeah, Melina, same character, different name, different color. They're both bad guys anyway, so who cares? Melina, Katana, whatever. Now the wing chick, I have no idea what the fuck
she's in another game.
What the hell is that?
She comes later on, yeah. And the general with the hammer.
Oh, and the general with I don't know who the fuck that was either.
They're in a later game. I don't know exactly which game it is.
Which personally for me, I was annoyed by, but I don't knock them for doing that because it's nice to see other characters from the games
get a shot.
Yeah, so like same with Marvel. It's just for me it was annoying because I'm like, who the fuck is this? Cabal, I didn't understand. Now Cabal annoyed me because nobody remembers that guy. I don't know why he was in this movie. No one remembers him. There was so many other characters you could have put in that spot. You could have put the one with the face who looked like what's her name? And the blaze on his arms. What the hell was his name? Baraka. Baraka would have been a better choice. Baraka would have been a way better choice than Cabal. I was like, why did he pick Cabal? Shiva would have been a better choice. Anyone would have been a better choice than Cabal. They could have put Jade in there. So you have 2 ninjas. You got 2 ninjas already. You got 2 female ninjas too. Yay, that would have worked. Why you put Cabal in there? I don't know. Hell, they could have put the robot guys in there. Would have been better than Cabal. No one liked that guy. No one remembered that guy. So that was the one choice that perplexed me. All the other characters, you pick Cabal. So then we go back to training. Oh, Cabal goes and talks to Kano and convinces him to turn. I think it's at that point they decide to fight back. Did something happen before they started fighting back? Oh, that's what happened. Okay, yeah, so they attacked again. Mind you, this is the second time they're attacking. This is a running theme with this movie. The bad guys attack, they get forwarded, they attack again, they get forwarded, they attack again. This is like the 3rd or 4th time they've attacked. I don't even know how to keep track. And some of their guys get killed, and what's the names end up getting killed? Kung Lao ends up getting killed. So then that's when they decide to separate everyone, and apparently Raiden can transport anybody anywhere, which makes sense because he's a fucking god. Why he doesn't do it? This guy is terrible at his job.
But you're missing the whole part where Cole goes back home.
Oh, like a pussy?
Oh, that he quit? Oh, yeah, when he quit.
I mean, never mind. Let me rephrase that. A pussy is strong, okay? He's a weak ball. There we go.
What?
A weak what?
A ball, like, your genitals, balls. Because you kick them in them or blow on them, they're weak. A pussy is strong because,
Okay, yeah, we're not going to get into this.
Yeah, that's why I said he's a weak ball. He punks out, goes home. Yeah, are you dumb? They're going to come find you and your family.
I'm going to tell you this right now before we even continue with this. That saying is never going to catch on. You might as well just stop using it.
Listen here, I saw it on Magicians. I'm like, she has a valid point.
That saying, and you realize why you're the only one who says it, right?
Listen,
it's not going to catch on.
You better just... Okay? Whoever's listening and you watch Magicians, you know what I'm talking about.
I've watched Magicians. That saying is never going to catch on. So just quit while you're ahead, because I forgot all about that saying.
Yeah, I really did too.
Until you mentioned it was on the Magicians. I was like, oh yeah, that's weird. It's not catching on. You sound like the guys from Clerks 2. You can't take it back.
Taking it back.
You can't take it back. It's over. It's done. You better find something else to say, because that was not catching on. First of all, we were all confused. We barely understood what you're saying. And then even then, it was just like, that was just so lame. Which is why I didn't catch on in the first place. Back to what you were saying now.
He ran home.
He ran home.
Went home. You're putting your whole family in danger all over again. You think, let's leave this place.
Here's the thing. He shouldn't have been in danger. He quit. What's the point of chasing somebody who...
Mark,
what's the point? Doesn't matter if he has the mark. He's not going to show up. I have a bus pass. It doesn't mean I'm going to show up to work. If I don't want to go, I'm not going to go. My man quit. He was done. He said, I want to go home and grow old with my family. Fuck you. And if that growing old is another year when the world is destroyed, I'm going to be with my family. Fuck you and your tournament. Leave him alone and you don't have any... If they'd have left him alone and not bothered to chase him down, they would have won. That's one man gone and you didn't have to do anything except scare him once. All they had to do was leave him alone. Why does everybody always go after the person who decides to quit? Let the man quit.
And it's not just, you didn't just focus on him, you went after his family.
Exactly.
Gave this guy motivation.
Why are you giving him motivation? He had no motivation. He quit. He was done. Why are you bothering him? You say, okay, sir, go over in your little corner over there and ignore everything I'm doing over here. If he decides to change his mind, then you whoop his ass. But if he quits, don't waste your time, because you're just going to motivate him to come stop you. Let him live in his own little corner by himself. Goro went out like a bitch.
Yeah, he got the beats.
The guy who was the mini boss before the boss wasn't even the mini boss in the fucking movie.
Nope.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That was the one person you hated fighting. Anybody who played Mortal Kombat hated Goro. More than Sang Tsung. Sang Tsung was a fucking pussy. Once you beat Goro, Sang Tsung was a nobody. Goro was the one you was stuck on for weeks. And they made him into a fucking pussy. He wasn't even the mini boss in the fucking movie. Like, why would you... Why? Just why? The character that's more popular than every other character in fucking Mortal Kombat, you have get taken out by a nobody that doesn't even exist in the games.
Weird.
And it's not even like at the end of the movie. It's midway through the fucking movie. Like, fucking hell. Okay, maybe not midway. Maybe like... No, it was midway. Because then he came back and that's when what's his name got killed. Yeah, midway through the second act. That's when he got his motivation and he came back and that's when what's his name gets killed. I think that's how it went. I don't know. I saw it 2 days ago. It's not worth remembering in detail like that. So, and I didn't take any notes. It was a waste of my time. And I sound like I hate this movie. But I don't. It's just meh. It's just, these things are just like really frustrating because they could have been done better. So yeah, that's when they decided to split them up, which, again, like what I was saying beforehand, was terrible at his fucking job, because every time these people went to attack them, he could have just teleported them away saying, no, you can't do that, but he just lets them kill people. So Raiden's a fucking terrible at his job on 3 fronts now. Yeah, they separate them, they beat them, and then Shang Tsung does absolutely nothing, but gets teleported away by Raiden at the end of everything, and we got no fucking tournament. And then they go looking for Johnny Cage, who was not in the movie at all. Yay! Fuck you. This movie was meh. Wasn't bad. Wasn't good either. It was entertaining enough to get you through an hour and a half.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
I like
that's
the
basis
the
consensus.
Sub-Zero and Scorpio stuff. Scorpion. I said Scorpio.
I would have enjoyed it more if it wasn't fast forwarded, but it was good. It was fast forwards. Don't like seeing obviously fast forward fight scenes.
Yeah, like the end music.
Yo, the end.
Don't even remember the music in that movie.
My jig to that.
I honestly don't even remember.
Doing your jig to that.
Honestly, don't remember the music to this movie.
It was a remix of the original song, but it was like modern and it sucked.
I thought I heard like a little Mortal Kombat.
I was dancing with my 18-month-old.
Listen, I'm not taking anything you have to say right now because you've been saying a whole bunch of weird stuff. So
yeah, I do not remember the music to this movie at all.
It's not worth remembering. The original music, they should have just brought that back.
I was hoping, but it's after that.
Well, I was about to say maybe they didn't get the right. Well, maybe they didn't get the right, so they had to make someone do something with a couple of bars that they could get away with in it. So yeah, it was. I don't know. This is one of those that you don't get a general consensus on. But the one general consensus you don't get is that it is a good movie. General consensus is it's all right and below her. Yeah, that's about
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
All right, Robin, what's in the news?
Yum, 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 yum. Sisimia, sisimia, sisimia. Quang, quang, quang. Quang, 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 quang. Quang, 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 quang,
gotta play catch up. And
Yes, we do.
yes. So first, rest in peace. Prince Philip has passed away.
Oh, yeah,
the
I did
husband
hear
of
that. Right.
Yeah, the death of the Duke comes after a period of poor health. He spent a month or two in London hospitals where he was treated for infection and underwent heart surgery before being discharged. The saddest picture I saw from the funeral was when the Queen, because of their COVID measures, had to sit by herself at her husband's funeral. That was sad.
Oh yeah.
Well, her
I
little
didn't
self,
see anything. I just heard about it. I was like, oh man, it sucks. And
right?
moved
And
along.
like, she's been
No
sitting in
offense.
that same pew with him for like since they were married, and she had to sit there by herself, no family to like hold her. Nope, just sit there by herself and cry by herself.
Yeah, it's weird for me. Like if I know someone personally, yeah, I really really feel for them. But if I don't know you personally, it's kind of like, oh, that's sad. So sorry to hear that. And I just move along with my life because I don't know you, man.
That's true. That's the honest thing. Yeah.
Don't know you.
And also, literally on the same day, DMX, rest in peace.
Again, that's
passes
another one. I'm like,
away,
oh man,
too.
that sucks. But I don't know you, man.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear it, but I was like, oh man, DMX died. That sucks.
At the age of 50, he was in the hospital. They say supposedly after an overdose, but I was reading mixed things online that he suffered a heart attack in his home in New York. And yeah,
I
he
didn't know
was
he
on
was
life
living in New York. I thought he was still over in was he Philadelphia? He was living in.
No, I think with his new fiance.
Where did he start? Where did he live in when he first?
He moved around a lot, and I kind of remember the last time before he got himself in a lot of trouble and went back to jail. He was out in Arizona. Yeah,
I mean, but before that, when he was hot, he was living in Philly, right?
No,
where was he living in?
He's in New York. He was in Yonkers.
What?
Yeah.
I thought this man was. Wait, hold on.
He's from Yonkers.
This is
Are you thinking of Eve? She's from Philly, I think.
Yeah, I thought they were all from Philly. Ride and Die crew. I thought they were all from Philly.
No.
Oh, I thought they were all from Philly.
No.
I didn't know he was from New York. I literally thought that whole Ride and Die crew was all from Philly.
No.
That's why they started the Ride and Die crew, all being together in the same city.
No.
Oh, what do you know? Things you learn. Oh, that's another thing we got to talk about. Oh, we'll go back to this.
Yeah, he lived in White Plains, actually. He was on life support for a few days and stuff, and he was just brain dead and everything. So he suffered a lot throughout the years, emotionally, spiritually. It really sucks. His funeral, which was this weekend, I don't know if you've seen the pictures and images, they carried his red casket on a monster truck through the streets of Brooklyn towards the Barclays Center. I've never seen. I'm like, wow, that is some Rough Rider stuff.
When was this?
Saturday.
This was yesterday.
Oh, yesterday? Oh, no, I didn't see anything.
I'll send you a video clip.
Nah, I don't care. I was just wondering if this was during a work day of mine or not. I don't care.
Nope,
I don't need to see it. Oh, Saturday? No, I wasn't there. I don't need to see it. I don't care.
Yeah, so those later, same day, and they have.
And for all you who think I'm insensitive, don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
What? I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you think I'm insensitive. Like, I don't need to see it. I don't care. I'm like, oh, it sucks that he died, but I didn't know the man. Whatever. Y'all people out there like that pretend like these celebrities are their long lost friends that they knew from. You didn't know that man. Like, oh, they was at their house the next. Oh my God, he died! Like he was at their house yesterday. You don't know him. I don't know him. I don't need to see the monster truck funeral. It's sad that he died. I feel for the family, and that's it. Just want to put that out there. So go ahead. Oh no! Before we do that, so what was? Remember when we was talking about the baseball thing? Who was that? Who said the culture or whatever quote thingy?
Which baseball thing?
The MLB. Oh, I just said baseball thing. The All-Star game in Texas.
Oh, the All-Star game.
Who was the one who said the quote about the culture?
It was a Republican senator.
You remember who it was?
No, I don't remember his name.
Well, I owe him an apology.
List of...
Because I did not realize that cancel culture is an actual thing. Did you know this?
Yes, that's a thing.
So why the fuck did you say something last week or the week before?
Because what he was saying was stupid.
What he was saying actually made sense.
No, it's
not
stupid.
not what he was saying was making sense.
His
not his point. Not his point. No, not his. No,
was stupid.
No, not his. Not his point of view. What he was saying was making sense. You could have said, "Oh no, what he means by cancel culture is this group of people out there who wants to cancel everything," which is a stupid fucking
like really
name.
Online, like people just like, "Oh, let's cancel Eminem."
I know, I get that, and now I'm pissed at you for making me look like a fool and not saying anything. Like, hey, cancel culture is a real thing. I would have said, "Oh, it is? What is it?" And you would have told me, and I'd be like, "Oh, look at that."
Like one little
you
thing
let
in
me
his general statement of stupid.
No, you let me go on a rant
because it was a stupid statement
that had nothing to do with what I was going on with the rant about. I was going on the rant about called cancel culture and awoke people being the same thing. Apparently, cancel culture is not what it says it is.
No, what he was saying,
or whatever the hell I was saying.
No, you had to point to what you were saying because what he was saying doesn't. Because cancel culture and woke people, that's two different things. Like
no,
you can't put them together.
No, they're the same thing. It's just a stupid fucking name.
No,
who the hell?
Culture and woke is two different things.
No,
like let's just say you post a video. Oh, we don't like that. That's
I'm sorry. No, but they're. But hold on. Hold on. They're both meant to be positive things. You're right. They're not exactly the same thing, but they're both meant to be positive things, which is the change.
Cancel culture. But cancel culture.
You keep cutting me off. It has nothing to do with now. Let me finish. Cancel culture is supposed to be like being awoke, which is you see something wrong, you say something, you get people to notice. They're supposed to be the same thing. One, the name is fucking stupid because it makes it sound like you're canceling culture. Two, all of a sudden, oh, fuck it, we're just going to say it. All of a sudden, certain white people out there decided to claim this on their own without knowing the context because it makes them feel not like the bad white people, and they start using it to do whatever the fuck they want. That's what it's become. But originally, before it had this, and this is before it even had this stupid fucking name called cancel culture, because it sounds like you're canceling culture. Why would you call yourself cancel culture? Actually, I wouldn't say why would you call yourself, because I'm pretty sure the people who started doing this didn't call themselves cancel culture. I don't know who thought of that fucking name, but they're dumb. But originally, this was supposed to be like, this was awoke people who was going out, seeing problems, bringing attention to it. Then, like I said, certain white people who needed to feel good about themselves and feel like they're part of the solution to the problems going on in the world, took this, turned the name into cancel culture, because I guarantee you, no one was calling it cancel culture until they did it. Just to make themselves feel like they're doing good in the world. Meanwhile, all they're doing is causing more misery. So the way he was using it was correct. I was wrong. I was wrong for chastising him for the way he was using it. You were wrong for not telling me that cancel culture is a thing. Because I thought this man was an idiot who did not understand the English language. So that's why I'm mad at you, making me look like a fool.
I didn't think you were a fool.
But yes, you are right. There are a bunch of morons out there who just want to cancel whatever the fuck they don't agree with now. You are right about that, yes.
That's what I
But I didn't know this was a term. I had no idea. You just let me run off at the mouth like a goddamn fool.
I didn't know that you didn't know it was.
You can tell by the way I was laughing at this man's English grammar that I didn't know that this was a thing. I'm making fun of him, his English language. You didn't realize? I didn't realize that cancel culture is a thing. So I just wanted to clear that up from last week. Yes, I finally understand what cancel culture is. Look, you learn something every day, okay? We never claim to be perfect on this show. We make mistakes. But at least we own up to our mistakes and we rectify them. And BA is knocked the fuck out.
I'm not.
All right, so next news report. Miss Let Me Flounder in the Wind and Drowned. And none of that made any sense, but I don't care.
Disagree with what you said. But next, for the last few shows, we've been following the George Floyd trial.
Yeah.
So they have
supposed to have each other's backs here.
Nah, I agree with what you were saying. That's why I didn't know that you didn't know cancel.
No,
you digress.
No clue that it was something. Because I wouldn't even call it that. That makes no fucking sense. Cancel culture sounds like you're canceling culture.
That's the thing. It didn't make sense. The content. It didn't make sense in that, like situation. Oh
it
my
made
God.
sense in that situation. The name itself doesn't make sense. Cancel culture sounds like you're. If I'm sitting there you're pop culture, and that's why they did it. Okay. Yes. Let me explain. Hold on. We're going to take a brief moment here for me to explain to the fucking morons out there why cancel culture is a stupid name that you chose. Because you got the idea from pop culture. Pop isn't used as an adjective. Pop is short for popular. Popular culture. Do you understand now? If you're not popping culture, it's short for popular culture. Things that are popular in culture. That is why your name, cancel culture, is fucking stupid.
Should I talk slower or go get a nurse who speaks fluent, moron?
Now that we got that settled, continue, Robin.
Okay. So we've been following the trial and the conviction of Derek. How do we pronounce his last name?
I don't remember.
Charvine?
Listen, I'm still on this cancel culture thing because it really aggravates me. So just say whatever.
See, now I gotta go back and listen.
Fuck his name. Just we know what it is. The cop who strangled.
He was found guilty. On all 3 counts of murder. Yeah, it was actually a surprise to a lot of people because they were preparing for the verdict. They actually closed down all the schools, I think, in that state. I thought it was just a town, but I think in the entire state, they closed down all the schools just to prepare for the verdict. And news people flew in. They're like, okay, this is going to take a few days, a few weeks maybe. No, it took out, was it 10 hours for them to decide?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up. Honestly,
it took them 10 hours to decide. It was funny. It was not funny, but
I did hear that he was found guilty on all counts, and he's serving over up to I think it's up to 40 years or over 40 years. Up to 40 years over.
Potentially, he's looking at. I don't think they did the sentencing yet.
Okay, but it's potentially what, up to 40 or over 40?
Yeah, up to 40, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
potentially up to 40. We'll find out how that goes.
And so the same day of the George Floyd trial, there was a video that's going around online of an Ohio police officer shooting and killing a black teenage girl. So then now that's like the whole talk online too. So we'll see how that develops. She was 16 years old. Supposedly she called the police for help because she was being jumped by some girls. And she came out with a knife. It looks like in the video, honestly, to be frank, in the video, it looked like she's about to, she's fighting the girls. It looked like they're the victims, but she was the one to call to try to defend herself. And in the video, the body cam shot, the officer sees a knife, shoots her a few times. And then the whole thing, too, after he has no remorse, like the other officers who were with him, they go over to the body because they're trying to figure out evaluate the situation. And he says, "Oh, blue lives matter." Like, I'm like, like that was just really,
wow.
That
was
like, I can't even like the fact that he did. Everyone said, "Oh, she had a weapon." I'm like, okay, she had a weapon.
Yeah, you know what? It's fucked up. Like, I'm not gonna sit there. I get it. I get it. You're in the moment. Like, you're in the heat of the moment. You see a kid. You see somebody with a knife. It's crazy shit in the world right now. You're really supposed to tell them to drop the knife.
Right, but he didn't hesitate. He just shot. But the other officers were trying to assess the situation.
I gotta see it. You gotta send me this video. I gotta see it.
They're a bit dumbstruck. and then like he mutters like "Blue Lives Matter."
Were the girls still around her?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an active moment. Like one girl fell on the floor, but it looked like because she was just really big that she fell on the floor. Honestly.
Okay. All right. Okay. I can
And
see. Okay. In that case, yeah, I can see. All right.
I
Okay.
can see that, but like he shot her like 4 or 5 times. Like
I can see
okay,
that. I can see that too because there's other people around. It looks like she's trying to kill them. You want to make sure that I can. Okay. All that I see, but he shouldn't have made that comment at the end.
right? That's the thing that I'm like, okay,
I didn't
because
realize. That's why I said let me ask. Were the other girls around her? If the other girls are around, if you pull up to a
it was
scene,
like
you see
an
someone with a
active
knife. Yeah, if you pull up
fighting
to the
moment.
scene, okay, if you pull up to a scene, you see someone with a knife. There's other people around in danger. Yeah, you shoot the person with the knife. You don't ask questions because you don't know what that person's going to do. They have a knife in their hand. You already know it's a fight. They could just stabbing anybody who comes around them in that moment. So yeah, I get just shooting. And yes, I get shooting 4 times to make sure that person's down. So the other people that you didn't know was actually attacking her, but it looks like innocent bystanders. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
And then just that he didn't have much remorse after. That's the thing that really got
The
like,
comment he shouldn't have said at all.
and then
Yeah,
he
she's
didn't
about
have
to
much
stab this girl.
remorse. Yeah, it looked like an active scene.
Yeah, okay. He did everything right except that stupid fucking comment he said at the end. He shouldn't have said it.
And then the other cops, you see the look on their face. They're
The
like,
other cops are in the wrong. She's literally about to stab this girl with that knife. You don't walk in a situation like that assessing. You see someone attacking someone with a weapon, you take them out. Those other cops are wrong. He was actually right. He was just a dumbass who made a stupid ass comment at the end. He shouldn't have made that comment. Because I'm looking at the footage, though. She's like in the middle of stabbing. She's like in the middle of stabbing this girl with this knife. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this girl hits on the floor. Okay, he pulls
yeah,
out
you
the
see
gun,
the big girl,
and then she's going to stab. No, she's literally about. He saved that girl's life. He saved that girl's life. She was literally about to stab that chick in the pink. He did everything right except saying that stupid shit at the end.
So then that's the thing.
But then
he didn't really care about saving that girl's life. All he wanted, blue light. He was just thinking about saving himself because he saw her as a threat to him.
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what his mindset was. You can't say that. Because you're not in his head. I just know,
but then best thing for his comment after, I'm like,
you still can't say that you knew what someone's mindset is. You say stupid shit all the time right after something serious happens. That doesn't mean when that serious shit happened, you was in that same mindset. So that's the problem with the world today. People
Let me rephrase that.
Thing,
that's what it seems like after he.
That's
said
what I'm saying.
Comment,
that's the thing. That's
like.
the problem. People don't say seem, maybe. They automatically assume, just like you did. And this is the problem with the world, especially on Twitter. You see something, you automatically make an assumption, and then you go with that assumption without any real proof, especially when it's situations where you can't have proof. The proof I see here is that he pulled up to the scene. Yes, that one girl fell, but she went to stab that girl in the pink. It's in her hand, and she's about to stab her in the gut. So yeah, you shoot her because she's not going to stop. She's not going to stop. Once she has that hand motion going forward, she doesn't care about anything else except sticking this girl. So yeah, you shoot her.
Yeah, it's kind of like mixed things because these girls,
and yeah,
because it was her who called 911 because these girls came to her to bully her and beat her up. So they had ill intent and like,
yes,
so
that's,
you know what I mean? Like that's a fucked up thing too, because like you were coming here to try to harm this girl, and when she tried to give you a taste of your own medicine,
he could have been saying that as a stupid ass joke. Blue Lives Matter.
But you know you gotta like.
That's what I'm saying. He did everything right except saying something stupid at the end. No matter how you feel, just keep your mouth shut. Everything he did was right. Except that comment at the end.
Yeah, that's just...
At the wrong time like a dumbass. And that's where he went wrong. He would have been perfectly fine if he'd have just kept his mouth shut.
So that's what supposedly is going on.
That's an example of people doing the right thing but saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Sometimes you need to learn when to keep your mouth shut, no matter what you're thinking or how frustrated you are. You need to learn to keep your mouth shut because your mouth will get you in trouble even if you do the right thing. And that's what happened with this guy.
So yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. I'm like, and I hope this is like bullying is not. This is the source of bullying. Like, so pointless, wasted, terrible.
Listen, here's the problem. We keep trying to pretend we can stop bullying. Bullying is never going to go away. Bullying is there forever. Everybody is bullied in some type of form. You just have to teach your kids how to deal with bullies. And I don't mean like beating them up, but you got to teach them how to deal with bullies in their lives. Sometimes you got to fight back. Sometimes you just have to ignore them. Sometimes you just got to get them out of your circle. There's many ways to deal with bullies. Everybody's on this whole stop bullying, stop bullying. How about we teach kids how to deal with bullies? Because bullying is always going to be there, whether you like it or not. That's just the way society, that's just the way human beings are. They like to pick on who they think is weaker than them and take advantage of who they think is weaker than them. That's just the way human nature is. So teach your kids how to deal with bullies instead of expecting bullying to go away or going on these campaigns to stop bullying. Because you can't stop bullying. There's always going to be people out there who bully people in some type of way. And the bullies get bullied from above them as well. It's just the way life is. So instead, teach your kids how to deal with bullies instead of expecting bullying to be stopped. What else we got?
One of the articles you sent me. MTA pulls security camera
Oh, right.
from
I didn't
NYC.
read that. I read like a little bit of it and sent it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's NYC subway train due to vendors' ties to Chinese facial recognition company. The MTA abruptly halted a program to test new security cameras on subway cars, a day after the Daily News raised questions about the ties the company providing technology has to a Chinese firm that specializes in facial recognition.
Yeah, I was about to turn to the personal interest up here. Fucking facial recognition on this fucking train. So go ahead with the news report.
The new tech is part of years-long effort by the Metropolitan Transportation Authority to improve security and put more eyes underground. Pretty much.
Well, I guess if they do that now on TV shows like they did in The Following, I can't sit there and say, that shit pissed me off. I was like, the fuck? Ain't no cameras in the subway. What the fuck is this shit? Did you see season 2 of The Following?
No.
Oh, did you watch The Following?
You know what's so funny? Did I ever tell you I started watching that show before I knew what it was? When I went to Queens College, I had a big old book bag one day, right? And I was running late for the library because I had to study for a test. I bump into someone. I look up, there's baby blue eyes. I'm like, wait, are you Kevin Bacon? And I look around. I see they're filming something. And I'm like, oh shit, I literally just interrupted a set. And yeah, I just bumped into Kevin Bacon and he just looked down at me like, okay. They were filming The Following at Queens College.
That's funny.
And I'm like, and I was so frazzled. I'm like, that was definitely Kevin Bacon as I muttered to myself running to the library.
Yeah, they filmed a part of season 2 by my job. I was like, oh shit, that's where I work. I wasn't there that day. God damn it.
Yeah, that was so funny thinking back on it. I love me some Kevin Bacon.
Actually, I think I might have been on vacation that week they filmed over there. But yeah, what was I saying about The Following? Oh, right, in season 2 of The Following, right? There was the way they found the I guess you call them terrorists. The way they found the terrorists was like they saw them on cameras inside the subway car, and I immediately said, bullshit. There are no cameras inside a subway car. I guess I can't use that excuse anymore. So next time I see that in the movies, since now they're putting cameras in subway cars. But that was the biggest bullshit moment I saw. Besides some of the trains, some of the places they were filming, the trains didn't go there. But the biggest bullshit moment of that whole series when they put that fucking camera in the sub. Yeah, it was experimental bullshit. I think I would notice if there was a camera on the R train. I ride that quite a bit, you fucking liars. Are they going to find another, are they decided to switch companies, or are they just going to give up on
They're
it?
deciding to switch companies for now.
Oh, okay, there we go. So we will soon have we will soon have cameras on the subway cars as opposed to
There's too
just...
much going on in the subways. You need that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think it's a good idea.
I was never against it. I just called bullshit when I saw it on the show because we didn't have
that dude that was on the 2 train line, slashing people and killing them.
Slashing people's faces, like so much happened.
He killed a few people.
I don't ride.
And they probably it was just a weekend, but they caught him.
I'm glad I don't ride the 2 train.
Mm-mm.
Then again, I'm kind of wary when I get on the train anyway. And another thing, like most of the homeless people just leave when I get on the train. Oh, that sounds bad. Like I get on the train, they look at me and they're just like, all right, either I'm gonna sleep in this corner over there, and the crazy ones just like they just go to the next car where they can get away with acting like bullshit.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with the subway. I think the last
acting
time
like
I took
bullshit,
the subway,
pulling off their bullshit. What I meant to say.
The last time I took the subway, that was the last time. It was a 3-hour delay because someone decided to kill himself. Like, not to be fucked up, kill yourself on your own time, not other people's time.
I think you said that to me the first time that happened.
Right.
So I said when it actually happened, you said the same thing to me.
I stand by.
I stand by.
I've been through that. I was in the city coming from work. Someone just jumped in front of the train.
Damn.
And we all had to sit up there and just leave the station and walk, to another station. And it was bananas. I remember that. And I just walked and walked, and I was like, yo, what the hell did I just see?
I never experienced that. I think I've had a train held up because of that happening, but I wasn't on the train. I was waiting for the train. I've never been on the train when that's happened.
Yeah, that was
or at the station where that happened. The worst part is like when you're waiting for a train and it happens and you're pissed off or you're fucking cursing and shit, and then you get home and you find out that's the reason. You're like, oh shit. You feel so bad afterwards. It's like, whoa, I had no idea that happened. Whoa. I'm sitting there cursing up a storm. Some man just killed himself. Kind of crazy out there. What else we got?
Mickie James calls out Vince McMahon over care package after WWE release.
Oh, yeah. A bunch of people got released again. And apparently they care, from what I that article, the care package isn't that good.
No.
Yes, they released a number of wrestlers following WrestleMania 37, with Mickie James among them, and she shared a photo of the care.
Did they have the list on there? Who was released?
No.
I think I remember some of them. Mickie James was one.
Mickie James, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe was the other one. That was the other
Billy Kay.
Billy Kay. And I should say
partner.
the Iconics. Both of them were let go.
Mm-hmm.
The Iconics was let go. Yeah, Samoa Joe. That was the big one, actually. Mickie James. Who else?
Bo Dallas.
Oh, no. He asked for his release.
Oh, he asked for it?
Yeah, he asked for his release.
Kalisto.
Kalisto got released, yeah. Yeah, Bo actually asked for his release.
Well, they wasn't using him.
That's why he asked for his release. They weren't using him.
It'd be like...
That's all we can remember.
Yeah, they don't have a list of anyone.
Yeah, so those are the ones we can remember. But go ahead. They posted...
She posted a picture. Dear Vince McMahon, I'm not sure if you're aware, I did receive my WWE care package. Thank you. Always blessed. Women Wrestler Managed. And it's, was it a hefty bag? Mm-hmm. Just a black plastic bag in a box.
Huh?
It's a black duffel, like a trash bag in a box. Like someone's garbage in a box.
What was in it?
Oh, her stuff. All of her stuff from WWE, they just bagged it up and sent it to her.
Wow.
But reportedly...
Like a breakup, like someone you just broke up with, like he just shit.
That's funny in a way. That's fucked up, but it's funny.
The person that reportedly did this was fired.
Yeah, Triple H, like upon learning the disrespectful treatment, that they released the person and fired him, yeah.
Wow.
And then Stephanie McMahon is like, I am so embarrassed that anyone would be treated this way. I apologize.
The equivalent of dumping 91,000 pennies on someone's fucking lawn. And she was the one who was fired. At least with the 91,000 pennies, that guy had quit, and the employee was pissed. Yo, they released Mickey James, and she still gets shit on. Oh, I don't. What the hell was that guy think? Why would you send it like that? A garbage bag in
But
a
apparently,
box.
a few other female wrestlers went on Twitter and said that the exact same thing happened to them. That they've received their stuff in trash bags.
Oh, well, that guy's fired. That's for sure.
No, he took
why
it
would you
this
send-
wrestling too personal.
Why would you send someone's stuff in a trash bag? Like, okay, I get you put it in a box, but what the fucking point was the trash bag?
John
I mean,
Cena
I guess
approved.
he didn't want the stuff to get messed up, but Jesus Christ, man. Why do you pick a garbage bag?
Yeah, I don't know. It's better ways of doing stuff.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it. In the news.
That's it in the news. Oh. Did we have any stupid people doing stupid shit? No. Oh, look at that. Except for me.
Not this week.
From last week. I was a stupid person doing stupid shit. All right. Well, that's it from us. I'm tired. All right. Let's get these plugs out of the way. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so you know when we pop up on your local podcast channel. Speaking of which, apparently we are now moving to Thursdays. That seems to be my go-to area here. I get to, I have a rhythm going now is what I'm trying to say, so I can get through this real quickly now. So yeah, Thursday evening seems to be the spot. That's the sweet spot for us, so we're going to be moving to that. If you're listening on YouTube, like I said earlier, you need to get on the podcast, my friend, because you're missing out on all the good stuff. There's a lot of this stuff that I'm going to have to cut out. Especially when I say the word cunt, which you can't hear because I'm still saying the word cunt. A lot. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at Don Perignon 77. You can follow me on PlayStation as well as under the Doctor _2477. I'm not saying I'll accept your friend request, but if you give me a message and say you listen to the podcast, I might let you on. What else? Follow us at Cinemastrophe, CINEMASTROPE.com. Also on Facebook is Cinemastrophe and YouTube is Cinemastrophe. It'll come up with the name Don Perignon, which I found out through other people. That is the right one. That is the right one. The one with the big red logo. That's it. And like I said, if you're listening on YouTube, you need to get to the podcast so you can not only be up to speed with everyone else, but you can catch up on all the stuff that you've been missing out on. That's it. Next week, I think we're going to do, if I can't find anything to look at this week, we'll do what we were supposed to do last week, which is Thunder Force. That was going to be the movie last week before Mr. Bois got sick. Anything you need to plug there, Missy?
Plug it in.
Say goodnight, Robin.
Buenas noches.
Say goodnight, BA. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. It was a good time. Good time.
Please come back and join us again.
It was out of control.
Oh, I can plug. Do I plug in my social media name? Is that a thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Robbie the Martian. You know.
See, I don't plug my Instagram because my Instagram is private.
Okay, that makes sense because my Instagram's private, but maybe I'll.
I mean, you can still plug your Instagram. Maybe you get some new friends. You just have to accept them. Weed out the weirdos.
Yeah, I've been getting weirdos.
I get weirdos on other sites. All right, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.